What is up, everybody? Welcome to God Mode Friday Night Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we're playing another game of Devils in the Details. You will see that everyone's screen is messed up. That's because Kevin is going to be a little late joining us, so I'm sorry it looks weird. If I restructure all of them to make sense, Kevin will pop in and they'll just be effed up from there on. So they're going to be a little goofy until he pops in. But in the meantime, I'm Jaso / the wizard / the DMGM. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening?
Hello, wait, they can see my hands. Hello, everybody. I'm Bailey, and I play Karma Tycoon, your College of Eloquence bard. Tiefling.
Hey everyone, it's Luke, and I'm playing Raphael, the Asimar Bard Warlock Inquisitor Errant.
What's up, everybody? My name's Slim O'Brien. Monifa's supposed to be before me, but she'll be here soon. But I'll be playing Cassius Audito, a tiefling warlock, pact the tome, undead.
Cass, Kyle, do you want to throw up a,
Yeah.
maybe the Kevin not appearing until
Sure.
he pops in? That would at least get everyone's screens in the right spot.
Alright.
Thank you.
I will do that after I say the thing that
Yeah.
I have, which is, I'm Kyle. I play amiss Saloon. I have the best betting gun in Halcyon. I stop attack. I forgot the voice.
Ooh.
I stop attack. Something like this. Yes, that's it.
Oh, I'm next.
Start the stream over. Start it all.
Just,
over.
you know what? If I turn on, hang on. No, never mind. Keep going.
There's way too much going on for me right now. My brain. Sorry. I'm Amanda. I play Alloy, the Tabaxi Artificer.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick, and I play Bit Maxworth, Faye, Ranger, Gloomstalker, and Best Salesman at Twixt. And on behalf of my former betrothed and dearly beloved Monifa, who likes to be fashionably late, but who ceremoniously walked out of my life, she will be here eventually. But it's kind of hard to celebrate somebody else's successes when they've left the greatest thing that'll ever happen to them in their entire life. I wish her the best, but I definitely have much better toe beans to play with at this time. She will be appearing at some point, whipping all sassiness and cattiness, but for now, we'll just have to pretend she's here. So be as useless as possible, and pretend that you make money and steal things when you've done none of that and have no proof that you've ever done anything like that.
Holy shit.
But she's a great person, and I still love her. I just will never take her back.
Fucking shade.
This will last for all of 5 minutes
But I
before
do
he
love
comes
her, and I
crawling
respect
back.
her. She's a great person, and I wish her the best in her future endeavors.
Oh.
Thank you, Nick, for that introduction. Thank you, Mama Bear, for buying 2 bullion packages for both OBs as well as Cassius.
Hey, thank you.
There we go. Okay, let me turn mine off and do watch stream. Hang on. Let me see here. Watch stream. Switch this. Okay, turn me off. Okay, so some people are in the wrong place, but that's okay. It's working for now. At least you can see most of our faces. What's up, Carney Sideshow? Until Kevin gets here, things are some people's faces will be at a spot. But you probably know who most people are. And another bullion package for Monifa. We're gonna make those rolls once we get the totals in for this week. Thank you, Mama Bear. I want to throw out a big thank you, as always, to this season's character art for all of our characters that you see here on the stream. This is all done by Peachy Yuri. Make sure to go to her Twitter account and give her some love. She does some amazing work. Thank you so much. And also a big thanks to Iruichi for some of our NPC art. Thank you so much, Iruichi, for making that awesome art for us. I really appreciate it. Go give them some love and just tell them big thanks. I also want to give a big shout out to Yeet Into Space, who entered our weekly contest we had this week to win a custom dice bag. It's a little messed up here on stream as I'm showing it here because I have the green screen behind me, but it's a beautiful dice bag, crochet dice bag with greens, teals, blues, and purples. And she won that. So we're going to be sending that over to her. Thank you so much for entering. Yay! And everyone else who entered. I really appreciate it. Make sure and go check out Tisa's Etsy page. She made this for us, and she does all kinds of cute crochet critters. So go click the link. Give it a favor if you have an Etsy account. Thank you so much, Tisa, for making that for us all. We just hit 1,000 Twitter followers. So make sure to go follow and stay up to date on the latest news. And I got some more giveaways coming up that everyone's going to want to get in on. That is the same handle as our Twitch here. It's twitter.com/godmode with the underscore there. I want to throw out a big thanks to the Wary Warlord, Roll the Damn Dice, JR's Jr., Sloops 1103, Skelly Skeletons, Austonian Knights, and a thank you to Dreyarch Mouse for not only hanging out with us when we stream outside of D&D, but also for the resubscription. Thank you so much. Mousy is always fun to hang out with. She likes to hang out when we're playing Valheim and stuff. We just surpassed 300 Twitch followers, so I really appreciate everyone who's been rating, following, hanging out with us. Smash that follow button and turn on notifications. You can catch us when we go live. We play stuff outside of D&D Friday nights, but I'd love to have you join us at any point, but especially Friday nights. If any of you guys remember, please remind me to either raid Mozzarella or Carney Sideshow after this stream.
Capino!
Got an alarm
Kevin? Is that you? What up, buddy?
Hello, hello.
There we go. Now everyone should be in the right spot.
Vip, she came back.
No. How you been, Monifa? I missed you.
Leaving.
I love to watch you go.
Thank you, Lazy Vengeance and Queen Gore, for being Patreon members. It's really awesome of you guys to join up. If you want, you can go check out all of the cool things you can get from our Patreon at patreon.com/GAWD_mode. You can get at any tier, you get a digital campaign guide of our homebrew worlds. You can join in on a bi-weekly series of one-shots that has an overarching plot to it, DM'd by me, and that's on Sundays. You can also get cool swag like mini prints, stickers, t-shirts. There's all kinds of other cool benefits like Discord benefits, early YouTube videos, my DM notes, so you can take a look behind the scenes and see how shitty my chicken scratch notes are, and other cool stuff. Go check that out. It's the same thing, patreon.com/GAWD. Thank you, Nightbot. Look at that. We have ways that you can interact with the stream before we start. We have Twitch channel points. You can go take a look at how many you have and occasionally keep an eye out for chests down at the bottom left of the chat there. Click on the little weird bit icon that is created by Bay, and you'll see all of the cool rewards that you can get. Click on any of those to get a better idea of the information for each of them, and check out how many points you have. You can do cool things like get a +1 to any player or me, the DM. You can buy any of the players a single-use consumable magic item, and we have some exclusive campaign-specific rewards this time around, like the Karma's a Bitch, Bullion Packages, a Mama Bear Bot, and the Market Volatility, so go check those out. If you follow the channel, you get an immediate boost of points, and if you're a subscriber, you get a multiplier up to 2 times the normal amount of points that you would normally get, so plenty of ways to interact. We also use stream stickers. You can go check those out also by mousing over the stream and going to the purple heart icon. There is channel specific stickers for subscribers. Any of the global stickers like this one that just popped up here by Surge or /Slim for the Karma sticker, which are created by Bay. Thank you for the cheapy stickers, Bay. We do have normal Glober stickers that do cost bits, but that's a fun way for you to do something more than just throwing bits at me with no reward. You can use them to buy some stickers and slap them on the screen. They all make crazy sound effects. You also have a progression system built in that as you post stickers, you'll unlock cool animated ones. And you also will help us work towards unlocking more custom stickers that we can use to upload our own art and create some channel exclusive stickers there. So go check that out as well. Just mouse over the screen. You'll see the purple heart over on this side over here, and click on the purple heart and check that out. We use the D&D Beyond plugin. If you want to check out any more details for any of the members in our campaign, get a better idea of who's who, what level they are, what classes, races, just make sure to mouse over and click that D&D Beyond icon. And we do use a couple different homebrew rules. I've gone over most of those. Knowledge checks are free, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go into, before running our intro, we're going to go over, as we always do here in the Devils in the Details campaign, go over the investment round and how things went from last time. So those of you who don't know, the characters in this campaign have to invest their bullion that they've been given by the Bullionaire Bastion company, which is this like trade and commerce faction, one of the biggest in our homebrew world of the Twixt. And whoever invests the most wisely and gains the most by the end of the campaign is going to be elected as the new leader of the campaign. Each single bullion piece, although they don't have access to actually use any of this money on hand, this is part of their net worth. So each single bullion piece is worth 10,000 gold. So right now we have players who are technically at a net worth of over 1 million gold pieces. This is definitely a big money game here. And we're about to go over the latest earnings / losings from last round. We had an exchange forecast for Mysticorp of a huge rise. Omega Acoustics was supposed to hold steady, and Voidistries was expected to rise. Did those hold out? Perhaps they did, perhaps they
all
not.
those are wrong and completely opposite.
As usual, I'm not going to go through every single one, so don't worry about modifying any of these numbers. I have the totals down at the bottom already, so I'm just going to go through, tell you what the actual exchange forecast or the exchange ended up being for these rates, and see who were big winners. Mysticorp expected to have a big rise. Did it? They just unveiled a new security product that has triple arcane technologies to protect all of your belongings, and it has been a huge hit around Halcyon, the City of Gold. Out of a 10, the possible earnings value for Mysticorp this week was a 10 out of 10. Meaning that everyone who put money into Mysticorp this week saw their earnings triple.
Yes.
That is a lot of money.
Woo.
Also, if you guys will keep in mind, we need to apply these bullion packages when we get done here in just a second. As for Omega Acoustics was expected to hold steady, but continued growth and networking out into some sectors in the Twixt have led it to have a moderate rise, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a boost from Omega Acoustics. No drop there.
All right, Voidistries, let's get.
All right, here comes the drop. Here comes.
What's up, Queen Gore? Oh, she has us muted, but she sees the height. That's great. Finally, Voidistries expected to have a rise.
Yes.
They just found a rare material on a off-world planet that was difficult and dangerous to get to, but they were able to mine it and use it as something to sell. Thank you, Poochie Mane, for the bits. Don't forget, you can always use those bits to buy stickers. Thank you so much, Poochie Mane. They found a rare material and have made use of it, finding that it is extremely pliable and can be used for a number of products. Through this breakthrough, Voidistry's stock out of a 10, as expected to rise, was in fact a 10 out of 10. Everyone who put money into Voidistries saw their earnings triple.
It's a buyer's market. Holy shit.
So,
unfortunately, this metal caused cancer to everyone that.
well, yeah, that'll be a potential next week result. Yeah.
God.
So, what does that mean for you all? Let's go over the finals for this week and then apply the bullion packages, and then I'll show you the expected forecast for next week, and then you can place your bids. In last place, but beginning to earn more and more as time goes on, is Cassius with 88 gold bullion.
Hey,
Last
that's
place?
last.
That's
Oh, geez.
last place.
Mm,
Following
probably
up in 6th place, but no slouch, is Monifa with 111 gold bullion pieces.
Broke that 100.
Broke that 100, yes. Any of you who have broken the 100/1 million gold mark is going to receive a sort of pre-written letter from the Guterkins congratulating you on your successful investments. Following just ahead in mother-daughter style is Alloy at 156 bullion pieces. And similar to their constant struggle that's been sort of like a thorough line throughout this entire investment period, just ahead of Alloy, fighting amongst one another, is Obese with 171 bullion pieces. Now things start to rise.
Oh, man.
Vip Maxworth finds himself in 3rd place, looking at a total of 264 bullion pieces.
Ooh, I like this.
Wow.
Too much money.
Is
Too much
lying.
money.
Pushing into a solid 2nd place is Raphael with 282 bullion. Raphael is now not only a millionaire, but a multi-millionaire.
How much is that? Do numbers go that high?
Finally, in 1st place, as we can all deduce, is Karma with a staggering 448 bullion.
Yeah.
Easy
Oh,
peasy.
that feels good. That feels real good.
Talk about commanding lead.
Commanding lead.
You can
Yeah.
buy and sell Cassius 5 times
I could. I could.
and still have money to buy a small house.
The forecast for the next round is going to see Mysticore potentially falling. Omega Acoustics is suspected to have a large fall, looking at the markets, while Voidistries is expected to rise.
Now we can all agree to ruin Karma's time by somehow consolidating all of her money on Omega Acoustics, right?
Wait a minute.
Mystic coming in says, I'm going to say it now. I'm giving Cassius 6 bullion packages. Thank you so much, Mystic. Let's go through now and get some rolls for some bullion packages. Oh, bees, give me a 1d4 roll.
I can't D4. It's rolling. It's a 2.
All right, you can add 2 to your total. Cassius, give me a d4 roll, please. As well as you, Monifa. Cassius, you can add 3 to your total. Monifa, you can do the same. It should be editable by each of you. This one is a highlighted message. Let's keep going through here. Yes, we have 6 bullion packages. So go ahead and roll me 6d4, please, Cassius. Thank you so much, Mystic. Cassius, you can add 17 pieces total to your earnings.
Good rolls. Not a one in the bunch.
So adding 17, I believe that, yes, everyone with those bullion packages bought for Cassius, everyone is now at least on a net worth level worth over 1 million gold.
Raphael laughs like that laugh where you don't know like why you're laughing, you know? This is absurd. This is the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude.
It's
It
not
really is.
is speculative money, you see. It is investment in...
I'm rich. I'm fucking rich, boys.
It is also make you very rich in this economy, yes.
Can you see how the corruption sets in so easily?
Oh,
So-
yes.
So poor, not but 2 weeks ago, poor and destitute, and now look at her.
It's now
We're
time.
better than people.
Time to invest your bullion, everyone. If you need doubles, go ahead and let me know. Triples.
All right,
Please.
who's gonna do the big dick move and put it all in on Omega Acoustics?
This is dumb dick move. I will explain that to you later, but is very
Not
dumb
right.
dick move.
Hey, give me a copy, Jason.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
2, please.
Okay.
Just, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was the case?
Oh. Alloy going all in on voidistries. Interesting. And then, of course, not so surprising is Cassius deciding where to just toss the entirety of all of his fortunes.
There is not one called dumpster,
Cassius, what are you doing?
but there is one called dumpster.
As your financial advisor, good brother, that's not what's called a big brain play to go in on something that's going to implode. You want to wait until it crashes and then buy it, not buy in when it's crashing.
Are you sure about this? Should I really trust you?
Yes.
Well, I don't really have a body of proof for you to trust, so
Hmm.
You know what, Jason? Split me off a third one. Why don't you?
Sure.
I do play. This is not why you take advice from the fairy. I do not.
Yeah, give me 800 and then 8.
Vip has stood next to me through thick and thin. I couldn't abandon him on Mega Acoustics.
But
I
they
can-
are a team. I see.
That's right, we're conspiring, Raphael says sarcastically to your dumb face.
Your dumb face. You're the first loser. Loser.
Vip, it's like this, right? 100 here and then 8 over here, correct?
yes,
Oh, Lord, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
that's called diversifying your bonds. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
I've listened to you this week.
Okay.
You get 1.
Oh. Wise decision, sir.
The
I'm gonna buy a fucking boat.
It's gonna fall, and we're all gonna be poor next week.
I don't like the way you're talking.
Pretty great, though. If that happened, that'd be pretty great.
Is everyone locked in?
Yes.
Okay. Very good then. I am going to go ahead then with those investments made. We will see how next week pans out despite a big fall. Some psychopaths are putting some money into Mega Acoustics, and it looks like everyone is just tossing into Voidistries, seeing that it seems, at least from the forecast, to be the only one that's going to have a positive outcome. So we'll see how those things play out or pan out next week. In the meantime, now that that meta game is over with, let's jump back into the campaign. And I'm going to go ahead and play our intro, and then we'll dive right in. So here we go.
just went and talked to Wom and
Faye's honor. But it would be a good trick, though, to get you to volunteer every week and then make a bet like I didn't have you under the table. You know what I'm saying?
I would not continue to bet with you
You
ever.
did.
Hey, Alloy, what happened last time on Devils in the Details?
So, We ate more chicken.
That is a thing that happened.
We went to Raphael's house.
Mm-hmm.
He has a dog. Didn't like the dog. We talked about things. We did. We definitely talked.
About who we voted for. We talked about who we voted for.
Exactly.
Or did not, as it may be.
And then I think we just went to see Dazzle. Right? From there? And then Dazzle is like...
You guys visited Monifa's place real quick first.
Oh, yeah.
Monifa's nice, sweet.
Later?
Yeah. If you say that happened, then that definitely happened.
Before visiting Dazzle, you all met up
Our
because
place.
you hadn't
Oh yeah, we had brunch.
gotten your letters just yet.
Mr. Cogwheel cooked breakfast. I remember this now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Dazzle's place, and Dazzle thinks we're all real sus, and so they want us to go to the Resplendent in Tilam and try to do something.
Find out more information about a figure
Yes.
known as Razim, the supposed archmage who, back at Halcyon's inception, helped to create the artificial sun on the top side of the Golden City, who soon afterwards disappeared, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of information on him. So you are tasked by Dazzle to go ahead and head out to carry out this mission, finding up as much as you can. If either of these factions gives you information, to go ahead and carry through with it and just dig up whatever you can before returning to make your arbitration. This time the arbitration not being demons in disguise, but instead scanning your surface thoughts for just information that you would have gathered about Razim and returning to them for a reward of 12,000 in pocket gold. So thank you very much, Alloy. Everyone here, as they were before, was just beginning to leave the island that is Dazzle's. And you guys had just finished up talking, Cassius kind of trading some words with Dazzle, and you were all getting ready to head out. So you guys are probably, outside of the estate. The docks are just ahead of you that will lead down several levels to the actual dock works where the ferry master is awaiting to take you back to the land side of things so that you can carry on with your stated mission. So what would you all like to do?
I think Obi's delivered some words for Cassius to chew on, and then stormed off ahead to catch up everybody on the boat, saying that he'll address everybody, saying, Cassius will join us shortly. We will wait for him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Also,
Trailing
real quick,
behind.
Karma, give me a 1d7, 1d8 roll.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vip gets the karma coin.
Dad. How wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Come to VIP.
Carry on.
I think Cass would maybe just wait a couple minutes, to think about OB's words, and I wouldn't hold everyone up too long, but would kind of walk back a little bit slower and, chewing on his coin and looking down at the ground, kind of contemplating for a few moments.
What's he doing?
Do not know. Cassius? Cassius?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
ready? Are you ready to get on board?
Yes, my apologies for holding you up.
Welcome to the trust boat, please.
Oh,
The trust boat, huh?
The trust boat. Does anybody know the telekinesis or the telepathy? The talkie one.
The talkie.
I know message.
Yes, same.
Message with my book as well. That's about it.
Very well. Okay.
All make snide remarks to one another telepathically, but nothing else. No conversation.
So is everyone boarding the ferry so that the ferry master can take you back?
Yes.
The ferry master, as always, and Eidolon steps down to check each of your badges as you, at this point, know this is customary and just kind of mindlessly scan your badges is routine at this point, meeting with Dazel, and you hop on board. Ferry master just quickly interjecting to say that they're going to go ahead and take you back and kind of trying to do their best to leave you all to your private conversation as the two giant seahorse push out of the water ahead of this large, almost yacht-sized boat as it is pulled forward by them, and you begin to head back to the mainland.
Yes. Take your time getting us back. I have things that I wish to tell everyone.
Sure thing, the Eidolon says.
On the trust boat.
Trust boat.
All right, everyone. The things have gotten out of control. We all need something to believe in, yes? Something to put trust into. I wish to make bare the things I keep secret.
Oh, it's about time.
Some of you have met the spy network I have set up around each of your houses.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, I believe. Well, actually, I tell Fern to bump into you, and then she tells me she bumped into Handsome Man.
Guilty, yeah.
Oh, yes, of course, Handsome Man.
She did a little bit more than bump, but I didn't charge her anything.
Yes, well, she. The truth
It's a
of
good
this
spy. She frisked me down. It was all right.
is tertiary.
I wasn't armed.
Thank you. Thank you. The point of this being, I have significant control and power in the Halcyon because I am well connected with all of organized crime in city. I am very much a specialist. You see, I am bodyguard. I stop attack. Things need to be looked after. They call me. Usually I work for Mini Family. This is not a mistruth I tell you last time, Raphael. The whole truth is that the Quill has paid me a lot to have one mission. And, it is to watch that one.
Karma.
Yes.
Have you been arbitrating for them as well?
It is, well, I do work for the Bastion in this regard, but yes, I do not tell you the lie. I voted for the Quill this time, yes.
I see. Well, it's at least good to know my assumptions were correct.
Do not worry about this spy network. It is for both of our security. It is watching out for you. Otherwise, I do not know that you need to start putting your trash into bags. It's very rude not to use bags, Raphael.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are these bags?
Like animal.
This is what the alley is for. You just put it in the alley and
Raphael.
At any rate, let's change. Let me change the subject, shall we? If anyone is unoffended by the spy network, it's me. I mean, we have reason to need to know each other, and we are not always so forthcoming with information. In a way, it's flattering to know that there's somebody else that's actually paying attention in this group.
Like I say, I am very good at what I do. Yes.
Raphael, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You came here to clean up things, so to speak. Get rid
That's
of
right.
devils and the demons and the such, correct?
The fiends, yes.
And you speak highly of your Lord Pelor.
That's correct.
You have spoken that you would perceive that it would be okay with Perlor or your own views that working with us or other people to help rid this place of fiends, probably the entire Twixt, but this place specifically, that's an
Currently,
option,
yes,
correct?
I am only but one man.
So you, even with the unsurmountable amount of money, would need more people to work with you.
Yes, what are you driving at?
Obese, you have connections. You're a security guard, correct?
Yeah.
So to speak. Vip, if you were to stake a claim in Halcyon for the Fae, do you think the Fae Court would aid you in any way?
Absolutely. That's they send me, so I hope so.
Karma, I assume that if you're free from the quill, that you might want to live it up a little, but maybe, well, possibly get a little retribution for those who have wronged you.
Revenge?
And
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, yes.
No.
How about protecting other people from being in your situation?
Making bad decisions?
No.
No.
Fair enough. I can't speak on behalf of Aloy or Manifa, but Aloy, you have quite the skill in your technological workings. I could see it going very far here, especially in a spy network. And Monifa, well, you enjoy the finer things in life, and finer things in life need to be taken care of, especially for a planet like this. I personally maybe have had a little bit of a change of heart. Revenge, or call it being stupid and wanting to see my home in a little bit of a better place. Raphael, you spoke of being sent here. I think I was maybe given a little bit of a bit of guidance, not only from you, but from Joaquin herself. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's, I don't know, off the top of my mind, but whoever wins this at the end, I do think that should our tenor be, with the Bastion be cut short, that we may be able to work together to achieve each other's goals in the long run. I mean, I may be in a boat and casting out very far, but I thought I would lay the offer on the table to see what you guys thought.
Well, but of course, I've always been an open book this entire time. My goal is to remove all manner of fiends from Halcyon, and that includes the employers of Karma and Obese.
What of the Resplendent?
She is not a fiend. So long as she doesn't go around stilling people's will, then I have no issue with her.
She's got an army of fiends.
Yes.
I think she stole the will of a few people already.
Well,
in front of us.
Yes, no, I'm aware. That's why we can't have Karma take the deal with her. It wouldn't be right.
I may not be in the best position.
I'm not saying that I agree with the Resplendent, or even... Let me just say this. My task was to remove the fiends from Halcyon. By definition, the Resplendent is not a fiend. I don't agree with her, but I will cross that bridge when I come to it. My first and foremost goal here is to do exactly what I said. Remove the fiends from Halcyon.
To that end is why I tell you these secrets. But
Yes.
I wish to propose something to you. I know you have told me how these things will end. I believe you now understand that there are two of us on the line with one deal, yes?
At least.
I wish to offer my chains to you if you help free both of us from this.
What do you mean?
Please!
Will serve your ends through the rest of this. If you free both of us with a vote, the vote for Lum, to free us all. To free us both.
Let me think about it.
Oh,
I may be.
Karma's just making noises in the corner. This is interesting. Perhaps, provided you keep your word.
I am a man of my word.
There are other options, should it not work out either way.
Other options for karma?
To remove
Well-
such a contract.
Yes, but this is the one that is the clean. Yes?
Currently, it seems to be one of the few options that is available. It's not necessarily one I agree with, as I've said ad nauseum.
I would have to talk to Lom again just to make sure, because I'm sure it was like a one-time thing. I get you guys to vote, and that thing is come and gone.
Oh, I thought it was at all if we
Um,
got 7.
Yeah, I was under the impression that Lom's open to a lot. I mean, I was able to negotiate Lom down from 7, so I'm sure we have some wiggle room.
Okay.
Well, what about a contract?
No.
No more contracts!
We are trying to break the contract, Cash.
Yeah, but we could use one to our advantage.
That's what I tried to do. It doesn't work. Don't do it.
Yes, I believe this is what you call an errand for fools.
Guilty. You were saying about a contract?
Oh no.
No, it is a bad idea, I said.
Wait, let's hear him out. Let's hear out the fairy.
We have to.
Good brother has the floor. How do you go about this contract?
Well, you would need to help write it, of course, but perhaps an ironclad contract that says freeing them from theirs, that once whomever is on the top, king of the hill, so to speak, that the devils have safety here as we purge the fiends, the demons that are from here. And once that contract's complete, we take out the devils afterwards.
There is a certain poetic justice to screwing over a devil with a contract, I suppose. If Vip could make that happen, I would be a lot more amiable towards voting in a way that is favorable towards you, Karma.
Just because I kind of like some of you guys, I just want to let you know that there's a lot more fiends here than you think there are.
Oh, yes, I'm aware. There are many that need to be purged.
All right.
I'm afraid we may need Alam and the Resplendent's help at the long of this. I don't think the Bastion obviously can do this by themselves, even if
Clearly.
they had us. This is me going out on a limb here. Again, I have tried to get information from Dazel, but I mean, it's pretty much what you've heard.
Well then, before I agree to anything, I suppose you two need to figure out what Lom wants to free both of you, because currently the agreement is that if we all vote for her, then Karma will be free. You've said
Yes.
nothing of freeing Obese.
Well, my deal is my word. This is the contract that I am on. To protect her while they are under her surveillance. She is under their surveillance.
Can I
It is
insight,
a release,
insight check that?
released
Sure.
by
Can I? I'm gonna insight check that if that's all right with you.
yeah, go for it. There's, oh
20,
shit.
26. I don't know if you want to like.
He
Deceptions.
definitely believes that. Like,
Okay,
if there's
all right.
he's contracted to watch her. If she's not
Okay.
being watched, then we're
Okay, all right. Well, as Raphael said, he will think about it. A small sin for a greater good later. Perhaps there is virtue here, but still, I must pray on it.
I have been tied to these chains for a long time, you see. I wish them to be broken. If not serving you, you seem a good man so far.
What, Obese, if you don't mind me asking, if you know, what would happen if you failed your contract?
I believe that would end with me being dead. Would be the only way that contract really ends. I mean, I bodyguard. I stop attack. If I don't stop attack, I not be alive. That is simple maths, yes.
I was wondering if there's any way we could work that around.
It is a very simple contract. It is not a devil contract. It is a work contract. I guess it is devil contract.
It is. It is.
So, Father, I know you have to pray and ruminate on it, but there's one sort of insulation we could say to make you feel better about doing it. What would you wish for?
I really like the idea of somehow us coming on top of the family. Oh, phrasing. Us coming out on top. Jason, let's start the stream over. JJ.
If you vote for us, I will give you chains. Metaphorical chains to my freedom, you see. You see that better man than the last guy.
No. Wait. Shut the fuck up. If we could somehow put the family in a position where they are no longer in... I see fucking Aloy losing it, and it's killing me. Where they are no longer having such a stranglehold on the rest of the city. If we could somehow, through contract or otherwise, somehow hurt them in the process, I would feel a lot better about this.
I think about this, and I think maybe we empower all of them equally, yeah? The only one will survive after that, and then easy pick.
I have been leaning towards this as well, and I think it's clear the Bastion, sadly, is the wrong choice. They are the least of the evils, but nevertheless have proven themselves to also be the least competent.
Yes, they need a lot of help.
Perhaps I could speak with the Church of Joaquin and see if there's anything that they have insight to.
Perhaps, yes. I believe the presence of the Church of Pelor is a little too light here to be any real use, mostly small shrines and the like, but I could continue serving as the liaison between us and the Resplendent for the time being. Help each other and then let them fight.
Yeah, yes.
And swoop in at the end and claim the throne for ourselves. Isn't that right, everyone?
Well, I don't know about...
Well, one way or the other.
One of us.
Listen, I saw the totals of the bullion. Karma has a commanding lead. Before we finish this, assuming Karma keeps her lead, I would prefer if she was no longer under the thrall of the family.
I agree.
Sounds like a lot of things are lining up.
I know.
This
I
starts
still
with a
don't-
little vote.
See, it's like it's comments like that really like they just stick at the back of my subconscious, and I
Which is...
Let's complete our mission. We can talk more about this when we learn more about this plot with Dazim and the... His name's Dazim, right? Dazim and Razim. It's Dazel. Dazel and Razim. Yeah. Once we learn more of this plot with Razim and the artificial sun, which I still maintain the demons are trying to blot it out. I know I'm only basing this on a dream, but just go with me on this. Once we learn more about this whole situation and we go towards arbitration, perhaps I will have changed my opinion.
We've had I feel, a bit of a bonding moment, but I may ask one question, Raphael. Just one more, and I apologize. I feel that each of these party has I guess, horse in the race or pony in the stock or whatever you want to call it, but I don't think the Resplendent does. if you can be truthful with me and us, do you work for the Resplendent?
I can be 100% truthful with you. I do not work for the Resplendent. I work for none other than the Sun Lord, the Lord of Summer, the glorious King of Sunlight, Valor himself.
Inside check.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, sure, go for it. I'm telling the truth.
Oh.
I just had to ask.
Of course.
No, I have nothing else then. My apologies for asking such a harsh question. I just want to be sure.
It's fine. I've had business with Celestials before, but although I believe the Resplendent's heart is in the right place, her means disturb me. Those that come to salvation must see it through with their own grit and determination. They must come to the light, literally and figuratively. She seeks to force it upon people. That is not what Valor teaches. Valor does not subjugate those that worship him. He welcomes those that come willingly. The Resplendent does not operate under that banner, and I cannot abide by that.
Think you'd want to take a venture to a Joaquin church with me later?
Of course, Joaquin is a acceptable Pantheon member. I would be more than happy to accompany you.
Thank you.
So then, anything else before the ferry reaches the shores?
Trust Bolt was a success. Everyone give yourselves clap on hands.
Oh, yeah. No, after all this, Raphael's gonna wait for Bees to be by himself and walk up and say, I still think you're planning something. I just want you to know that.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of give him a clap on the shoulder.
Cassius is going to go over to Karma and open his book. Care to sign?
Yeah, I'll sign your stupid book, Cassius.
Thank you.
I need to go get a drink. I'll be back.
It's not long after some thorough discussion that your boat reaches the docks of the Gilded Harbor, and each of you steps off, finding yourselves back in the city streets of the top side of Halcyon. What do you do?
Do you think, I know we're pressed to go maybe get a little information from the Resplendent and Lom and the such as the Bastion asked, but does everyone maybe need a evening to themselves or a day or a couple of hours to maybe get their affairs in order?
I believe that we have found the common grounds that we need to strike now. We should not delay anymore. I believe we should take 2 teams in Resplendent and their long teams and knock this out very quickly. I believe things may be more urgent than they are telling us.
Just as a quick heads up, even if you split up and go into 2 teams, this would be 2 separate conversations player-wise. So because it seems as though Dazel has not put a timer on this and has not told you that it is of extreme importance to save every second, it's not out of the realm of possibility if you all wanted to meet with each of them one at a time in the same group. It's up to you, I'm just saying.
I think that we should do that.
All to each?
All to one.
All together.
As long as it's everyone at both locations. No one skips out on any of them.
I agree.
Sounds acceptable.
I'll answer last.
It sounds like it's on you then, Obies.
Oh, well then yes, okay, fine. The Resplendent one, she creeps me out, that's all. It's just, I don't understand it.
Oh, you don't want to have your free will taken from you?
Well, I think that's probably it, actually. You nailed it right on the head.
Cash those pocket sand and obese and hauls ass. I'm joking. No.
Buckets in.
So, what happens? What do you guys do? The city streets are packed with murmuring crowds, commerce, trade being done up here, the golden splendor of the topside, the reflection of the warm, bright, artificial sun, not too far up in the sky, brightly lights topside. There is a smell in the air of a mixture of what smells like metals, food, and other such things.
Bees will look, give it like a half a beat to see if anybody else takes the lead. If not, then he'll take off.
So the resplendent first.
Well, okay. I was going
Right.
Okay.
I'll take the lead. No, fuck you. We're going this way.
All right.
All right, to the resplendent first.
So, you guys spend a little time making your way through the busy city streets of Halcyon, working towards Halcyon Heights so that you can reach the office of Porphyry, where you know a secret door that leads through a strange extra-dimensional space, perhaps another plane entirely, that connects to the Resplendent's floating lair on Lux. As you head that way, making your way through the city streets, it is full of various people, and you see a newspaper stand passing by, and as you look at some of the newspapers, a large headline printed in large ink reads, "Let's Get Wild, Halcyon's latest craze" on it, and you see a number of what looks like wild knots in a scuffle that is painted on the front of these newspapers.
Those crazy kids.
What's it look like they're fighting?
Themselves. You see spells, swords clashing. You see a crazy terrain that seems to be a mixture of both a forested area as well as a couple pits of lava spewing out. It's very strange, but you've heard this is a wild entertainment show that is recorded and displayed for people throughout the city through the use of knowledge shards that kind of makes this illusory image appear of what it captures on its arcane recording, if you will.
No, you see that's. Look at them. We had the trust boat and we worked together. Look at these fools. They're fighting each other for money and oh God, this is. Children read this. What's that monkey
It's all
doing?
scripted. Who cares? It's all scripted.
Scripted? They would allow nudity? Look at that monkey.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
That's
It
a
says-
fold-out section.
It says here they fought for 3 weeks straight. Goodness me, that's quite about.
Sounds tiring and boring.
You all press on. Eventually, after a little bit of travel through these city streets, finding yourselves at Halcyon Heights, begin heading up the various floors, finding yourselves back in the office hallways where you originally ran into Porphyry's office. As you begin to head down the hallway that leads to Porphyry's room itself, you see at the end of the hallway a dwarf who is in very formal dress kind of looks over at you all and kind of sees you stepping that way as if you're headed towards the door and begins to head your way and says, "Oh, are you looking to speak with a particular divine member?" he says in a little bit of a hushed tone.
Are you just leaving?
Let's say I do some side work for her.
Oh, I see.
So it seems like you know who I'm talking about.
What's your name?
The Resplendent.
No. What's your name?
Oh, Galvin.
Calvin. My name is Raphael. We
Nice to meet
do
you.
know who you're talking about, yes.
Well, before you head in and go wasting your time, She is currently outside of her residence. You'll find her at the Forsaken Square on Lux.
Oh,
Where?
whereabouts? Will it be obvious?
It's a plaza that doesn't see a lot of travel. It's got an abandoned Joaquin shrine there.
Insight check.
Sure.
Perception check.
Sound like he's tricking us. All right, 15.
Sounds like he's being honest.
All right.
Vip, you have no idea.
How many divine beings are there?
Does she go there often?
Yes.
Is she praying or something?
No. She has no need for prayer currently.
Ah.
That's an embarrassing question, Karma. She's a celestial. She's an angel.
Would she
What are you
pray to
talking about?
herself?
Simply embarrassing.
Not a bad question. Just, you know, has plenty of opportunity to use her own powers for good. She needs not pray to anyone else.
Well, thank you for informing us. We'll be on our way then.
Of course.
Unless anybody has anything they want to do here specifically.
Yeah.
I just ask him of the location.
From the way that he describes it to you, it sounds like it's the actual square that you all visit when you go to your arbitration.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
A perception check, 26 on it. I am looking for markings that he belongs to the Resplendent One cult, or if he's holding any weapons, or if he looks like he might have like any disguise, like his face is a little loose or something.
He looks like a very formally dressed dwarf in a nice coat and suit, and you see that he has quite a few rings on his fingers. There's no weapons on him at all. He looks actually in one of his hands like he's carrying a couple different scrolls that have some writing on them. It looks as though he's doing business work in this office. You see no telltale signs that he has any affiliation with the Resplendent. Or any other group, for that matter.
What?
Let me look at your lantern really quick.
Oh, yeah, sure. Get out the lantern and pop it open.
How large is the range of your lantern?
Well, let me... Oh, I don't like that question at all. Lantern
I have to ask.
fiend tracking. Shedding bright light. While the lantern is within 300 feet of any creature with the fiend type, its flame turns bright. So it'll glow if there's anything within 300 feet that's a fiend.
Raphael pulls out his lantern, and you, Raphael, kind of pull up the hood so that you can just, without flashing it everywhere, just check and see if there's light inside. It glows bright green.
Well, we do know Resplendent has fiends in her thrall.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to follow it up with a question. And how is it that you know where she is?
That's easy, he says, and you see a bright flash appear on his forehead, the marking of 2 wings, the symbol of the awakening, a touch by the Resplendent herself, before he quickly makes it dissipate.
And just my perception check did not pick up on that earlier.
No, a completely clean forehead. You see it appear with a bright flash, this almost gold ensconced marking on his head, before within like 3 seconds he quickly hides it. You guys occasionally see, you can occasionally hear this soft murmur of other talking. Like, this is an office floor, so you occasionally see or hear the talkings of other people. You see like an Eidolon pass through the far end hallway. So it seems as though he's just trying to keep a little bit of information on the down low.
Yeah. Very well. Raph, did you get more?
No. I mean, I'm gonna just assume it's this guy that's the fiend.
Well, you've been very helpful. We will make sure to fill out any of the employee rating cards. You were very nice. We must go now. Goodbye.
Best of luck to you, he says.
Yes, you too. Goodbye.
He shuffles
Okay.
some papers under his arm and continues heading down the hallway, back to where he was coming from originally.
Oh no! Wait! If there's others of yous going around, and we need to know when we're investigating, is there like a secret call sign that you had? That you guys exchange besides the glowing thing?
Well, we are all bonded.
Okay.
I
Well.
hear all of them. We are one, in a manner of speaking. So, our mark is to show the touch and awakening of the resplendent. But to communicate between each of us, there's no need for any type of physical message. I sense the presence of them all at all times.
Alright, so the way we find out is just to ask. Gotcha. Thanks.
If you need assistance, we will likely come to help if you need it. If you are looking for us to assist in other ways, speak to the Resplendent, and I'm sure that she can make sure to assign most of us to keep an eye on you in certain manners, if necessary.
Where are the rest of yous hanging out?
We're everywhere, he says with a smile.
Oh, that's comforting.
Comforting, yes.
Okay.
Not to sound vague, but to point out every single position of the Resplendent's numbers would be a waste of time, if you will.
Oh. Okay.
In this particular building, if you are asking, there are 37.
Okay. All right.
Did you need to speak with any of them in particular?
Actually, I mean, that sounds like something I would like to do, but I don't have a reason to do it right now, I guess. I'll come back.
The Resplendent has a connection to all of us. Any information we would come across, she would be privy to. So it is likely in the best interest, if you're looking to cut down on time, just to speak to her directly. She has, after all, made sure to mention you to all of us and ensured to present an audience to you, should you need her.
For the time being, though, we could find her in the square, you were saying?
That's correct. The Forsaken Square unlocks.
Ah, yes. Well, I say that is our next destination.
Yep.
Sorry for the extra travels.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all.
Good day, he says, and turns and continues down the hall.
I'll wait till he's out of earshot, and he says, keeping fiends on leashes like pets makes me sick.
Does it? Does it really make you sick?
Yes, it really does make me sick. Suffer not the fiend to live. The passage doesn't say, suffer the fiend, keep them on a leash like a pet, give them walkies.
All right.
All right.
The Forsaken Square.
Forsaken Square?
Here we go.
You all, deciding to head towards Lux, leave out of the Halcyon Heights, one of the various towers that make up the businesses of this area here, finding yourselves at a turnabout as you all step inside the windowed area that leads down a couple steps. You find the large circular platform that allows each of you to stand on top of it, and on the side of this platform, with a hefty pull of a lever, the platform, elevator style, begins to descend. And you have ridden this before. As it descends, it is just there's no view. It's just black or gold for a little while, and then eventually replaced by what looks like black stone walls that just sort of surround you as it continues its descent. At some point, your body feels a little strange, and you can feel the circular platform begin to shift as it does, where the center point of gravity in the middle of Halcyon begins to change, and the circular platform turns upside down. But as it does, none of you fall because gravity is reversed as you reach the luck side, and you are now ascending on the luck side. It continues to rise and rise, and eventually reaches a turnstile over on the luck side. You are all able to get out, and as you do, you find yourselves once again in the what look like darkened night streets here of Lux, though knowing that this is all a tidally locked artificial planet, so of course it is always night here. You continue to make your way through the much less traveled streets here, hearing the occasional murmur and laughter of raucousness coming from the various bars and entertainment hubs that make up the Lux side of things here. Much less formal, much more partying, and continue to make your way through the winding streets as they slowly become less and less traveled as you finally reach the Forsaken Square. As you continue to head that way, you find yourselves once again standing in the empty plaza of the Forsaken Square here. A familiar sight as you all just traveled here not too long ago to make your arbitration. You see the square here, and within the square, not too far off, up ahead, you see what looks like 10 to 12 children all huddled up in various makeup of dwarves, some human, some eidolon.
Sorry. Children. Like immediately, like it's the scariest thing.
In the center of all of them, as they are sort of all coalesced together, you see the figure of the Resplendent. Though, as you take note of her, she looks of a more similar height than she normally did, a similar height to a regular human. She still stands very tall, like probably 9 feet, so still extremely tall, but not as tall, practically twice her size as she typically is. And you see that her garb is less refined. You don't see a pair of wings at her back. You see that she's just wearing a simple black gown with gold trim and seems to be just a bit huddled near with the children, and it looks as though she's speaking to them from here as you begin to approach.
I want to listen.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
As the children are all huddled around her, you see that she is reaching in a series of crates nearby her, and as you look on, you see that she is pulling out what looks like hearty loaves of bread and handing them out to each of them.
Well, that's good.
They eventually see you all approaching, and they all seem to stop, the children looking on a little bit confused and wary of you. Some of them actually shifting to hide behind the Resplendent.
Ooh. Just kidding.
The Resplendent looks up and sees each of you with a smile and speaks in a voice that has no celestial tone or embellishment to it.
Yeah, she's talking like a normie.
And says, "It's okay, children. These are acquaintances of mine."
We mean you no harm. No, I don't say that. It's sorry to interrupt you in the middle of such holy work. We were hoping we could speak of business.
Yes, I would be happy to do that. If you wouldn't mind just allowing me to finish here, just for another minute or two. Would any of you like to hand out bread? She says, kind of pointing at a crate that's still filled with some bread.
But of course, Raphael immediately jumps to help do that.
I'll hand out some bread, please, little babies.
Yeah, I want to help so bad.
Broken nail.
Some of you come up
So
and
heavy.
grab some bread out of the crates and hand it to the children. All of these children look like they're dressed in relatively, expensive for the normal child clothing, but it almost looks from the way that they all look. There's a little bit of some kind of scrapes and dirt on some of their faces, and even though it looks like more expensive clothing that you'd be used to a decent family here in Halcyon, it looks like it's maybe been worn for several days. And she continues to hand them out. As you all continue to hand out what is left, with just a few loaves left in the crate, you hear a loud crying coming from across the courtyard, and you see a young girl approaching, and the little group of children here begins to split. You see as she begins to step towards the resplendent, she has in her arms a small wrapped blanket. And she steps up to the resplendent, and the resplendent hands out a piece of bread and kind of kneels down to see what is in the blanket. The small girl pulls the wrapping off around it, and you see in her arms what looks like a dead cat.
No! No!
She looks up with tears in her eyes to the resplendent and says, "Her name is Minsk. After Mommy and Daddy disappeared, Minsk got real hungry, and I couldn't find enough food to keep feeding her. Please help," she says, looking at the resplendent. You watch as the resplendent turns her palm and rubs the back of her hand across the child's cheeks, wiping away the tears, and she says, "It's okay. Did this creature bring you joy?" she says. And the small girl nods her head, shaking it yes. "Well then," she says, "let me take a look at it." And you see the resplendent place a single hand on the lifeless cat in the girl's arms. There is a flash of brilliant gold and white light, and for just a second as this happens, you think that you see the full outstretched form of the two black wings of the resplendent before, just with another flash, they're gone. Almost like a just millisecond of time where you just quickly think that you saw them, but they're gone. And as the flash of light surrounding her palm dissipates, you see the cat begin to shift in the young girl's arms, and it begins to hack and cough, and it slowly opens its eyes. Its ears begin to open, turn up, and shift up and down, its tail beginning to erratically shift back and forth. It, seeing everyone around it, kind of claws closer to the girl, and she says, "Minsk," as she gives it a tight hug. And the young girl looks up at the resplendent and gives her a hearty hug with the cat in her arms and says, "Thank you." The resplendent gives her a hug back and says, "Of course. Now, take this food I have delivered to you all. This should take care of you for a few more days. Head back to your homes. Lock your doors. I shall bring more." The kids have already begun to disperse after this a little bit. What'd you say, Cassius?
How many kids are there?
10 to 12, it looks like. Up closer here, it looks like 11. Everything from dwarves to humans to eidolon.
I look to the group and reach for my coin purse and kind of shrug and, waiting for approval from the group. Should I
Yeah.
I walk next to the resplendent and say, I would like to contribute a little. And if you think that's wise.
She looks down and sees the coin purse in your hand and says, if you want to contribute, let it be directly. They do not need money. They need food and water and care.
Where are the parents?
Jesus.
I will do this too.
She looks, seeing the last of them beginning to head back, and you actually watch as it seems as though they're not heading too far into this plaza area. On the opposite side, some what look like abandoned homes that they seem to be returning to somewhat. And she looks back, giving one last wave to the young girl with the cat shifting around in her arms, who waves back at her. She looks and says, I've been taking care of them for some time. These are the children of the parents whose families moved here to Halcyon. Low on gold, but high on hope, hoping to strike a new future here. A place and position in which, if their parents happen to have been taken, minted by demonic forces, no one would be the wiser.
Minted.
Well, the kids said that their parents have been missing, so obviously they've gone somewhere. You
What I
must know
mean to
something about
say,
it, right?
when I say minted, I mean that the parents of these children have been turned to gold.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What a travesty. All of this money in Halcyon and can't even take care of its own. The destitute. Children, for the Lord's sake.
Do you know any of their parents? Any names, perhaps?
They have shared some of their names, but I have made sure to look into it with those that I have awakened. I can confirm that all of them have been taken by the guild.
Why them?
Because they were aspiring families moving here without any notable successes or achievements to their name. None of them in positions that would get noticed if they happened to up and disappear one day.
Poor.
As poor as you could consider being Halcyon, yes.
A perfect target for the demons.
Easy money, she says.
I do not like this phrase. Nothing is easy about easy money.
Well, this has put a pall over things, but we still must attend to the matter at hand, if you would hear us out.
Of course. What did you come here for, friends? Tell me, what can I help you with?
Do you know the name Razim?
Yes. One of the awakened that I have put into my ranks, convert from the demons themselves, shared some information about this Razim.
Oh, God, I thought she was saying that Razim was under her command and a demon, which was both things that were like news to me. I was like, what? Continue.
They mentioned rumors spiraling about for this Razim, talking about how they were the creator of the artificial star in the sky on topside, an archmage of some power, though shortly after the creation of the sun or star, if you will, Razim disappeared. The demon shared with me that Razim was supposedly, from what it recalls, considering this would have been some time ago, back early on in Halcyon's inception, just close to 100 years ago now, that Razim was in fact minted himself.
Okay.
I see.
Demons got him turned into gold.
Could
However,
be.
the demon also mentioned that this was a bit of a thorn in the side for the guild that most of its members don't like to speak of. It, just out of true honesty from my abilities to awaken its joy, shared that Razim's soul was supposed to go to a particular place where it could be used for the demon's purposes, but instead was snatched up by a particular being, a devil.
Oh.
A devil known as the Curator.
Oh, what a name.
I have heard inklings of this name before. The Curator is an ancient being who collects souls in a museum just off of a hellish bog situated on the shores of the river Styx in the abyss.
Ah, so that's a little bit further than we were hoping to travel.
Obi starts chuckling. This is not a real place.
It indeed is. Obese.
What? No.
You have been dealing with both demons and devils. It's not that far of a stretch to believe that there also is a plane of hellish intent. This is the abyss.
Sure.
It exists.
Huh.
But is this possible? Could that happen, to have a body be minted but its soul taken somewhere else?
I wonder about this.
According to the devil, or the demon rather, that is how this whole operation works. The physical body turned to gold so that it can continue to supply their means of power and manufacturing here on Halcyon. But the soul, separated from the now minted, turned to gold bodies, is sent as a curse, if you will, down to the abyss, a special holding place it mentioned, where the souls are bid on, and eventually used and brought into a large army so that they can eventually be converted into ranks for the demons themselves.
Would it be possible to separate the soul from the body and the body to still live? Or remain unminted?
I suppose if one was quick enough to return the soul to the body, and at the same time unmint and return its golden stature to a normal organic form, that it would be possible, if the soul was not already sold into servitude on the abyss, that it could potentially return. Yes. But such a means would be dangerous, for sure.
Is there a way to, I mean, not that I want to go, but do you know, I mean, obviously this demon, I mean, have you found out where these demons are coming from? Is there a way to this place?
The guild's demonic network is vast, and I am still working out the true networks of where they take their positions. Admittedly, I do not have many demons in my ranks, but I am doing what I can to find them and turn them.
The artificial star, you must have some proximity to it, given your stature above the clouds. Do you have any information on it, other than it was created by Razim?
You have seen my lair before, but take note that it is here on Lux and not on Topside.
Oh, sorry.
Though, I do have some... I have seen it before. I have traveled the topside in my current form. I see a strange insidious power emanating from it.
The surface of this star, do you know if it is inhabitable? Is it luminous merely because of magic, or is it actually superheated?
Both. It is powered by arcane means, but to stand on the surface would be to stand on the surface of any star.
Right, terrible. Got it. Okay. Well, I don't know where to go with this. The Razim's soul being in the abyss doesn't help us much.
No.
Luke says, not Raphael.
There is a way, Resplendent says.
A way for which?
To get to my residence that you have visited before, you have all been using the room in Pofri's office. What some of you may or may not realize is that the platform that you have been traveling across to reach my lair is, in fact, you all stepping onto a completely separate plane known as the Infinite Staircase.
Good old Infinite Staircase.
The Infinite Staircase potentially leads to everywhere if you have the right directions.
What?
Getting PTSD, Jason. You can't do this to us again. Again.
So if I wanted to go somewhere from before I lived in the Twixt, I could just go there?
If you had the directions and the means to travel that far to get to the door that may lead you there, yes.
May lead you there.
Oh.
Perhaps we could find someone that could show us the way, Karma?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am willing to help in that department too.
Oh, you know the way to the abyss.
I have made many connections during my time here, Raphael.
So you work with, I mean, you don't mind working with fiends then?
What do you mean exactly?
Connections, right? Connections? This is what you mean by connections?
If you mean the demons I'm able to outsmart and corner, such as to awaken their minds so that they cast away their evil desires and choose a better following and course of path, then yes.
That's not what I mean. You said you had connections. What connections are you talking about?
When I awaken someone's mind, their entire knowledge base, their history here on Halcyon, all of it is open to me.
Gotcha. All one mind thing. Gotcha.
When I also awaken someone's mind, it also makes them immune from being taken by the demons. They may attempt to charm and guile my followers, but it will not work. There is a acquaintance I have made during my short time here on Halcyon that perhaps may have the knowledge to get you to the Curator's Museum.
Oh.
Or at least have the directions that can lead you through the Infinite Staircase so that you may find a doorway that leads to the Styx, where you can attempt to reach the museum.
A holy crusade into the heart of the Styx. Oh, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm ready to lay my life on the line.
I also wish to see Styx River. This sounds funny.
Do you?
He thinks it's like made of wooden sticks.
How is River of Styx possible?
Oh.
You're going to want to go to a place on topside known as the Aris Pass. It is a large arch that leads into a residential area where a number of homes are rented out by those who visit from time to time to Halcyon, but do not have a permanent residence here. The far end of the walkway, after passing through the arch, the very last residence on the right side, you'll find the home of an individual known as Tindrin Pillar who lives there. You'll want to speak to them for further information.
Tindrin Pillar.
When does this take place in the timeline of? Is this concurrent with Weird and Wild?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
So was that the wild knots on the poster?
Yeah. That was. Remember we did the big PvP thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just a lurk that we were putting ourselves onto that poster.
It was a mixture of a number of wild knots, some of you being part of that from the other campaign.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This
At
was
this-
right before we went down, right?
At this point in the timeline, you all, as part of the Wild Tycoons in our main campaign, have probably left and have been gone for a few weeks.
All right then. We'll find this pillar person and we'll get us a soul.
Well, one more question before we go. This is like one of those arbitration centers she's around?
This, you can look right over and see at the edge of the plaza here, the actual Joaquin Shrine where you make your arbitrations.
Yeah.
Dot.
This is a lovely place.
Come
Why have you come here? Is it to see the magnificent spire? I hear it is the tallest one on this side of Halcyon.
This is not a very magnificent place. It is downtrodden and sees little traffic, but it is one of the safer places that I believe that I could keep the children, at least until I find a more permanent solution to their situations.
Do you know what caused the downfall slowly for this invasion? Do you have any idea? Even this building is the house of Joaquin herself. The Golden Lady should, be a figurehead of, someone to look up to for this city itself. What has drawn?
I know exactly what has happened here, Cassius. Despite everyone's insistence on their continued worship of Joaquin here on Halcyon, she has abandoned them.
What?
Insight check.
Sure.
I want to.
I'm gonna rub my ring on my finger. Do I feel like she's telling the truth about her abandoning? Yes or no? Go for advantage.
Nice 20 from Karma.
Oh.
Good thing that was
17.
with advantage. Both with a 17 and a 20 insight. As far as you both know, the Resplendent is being honest. Or at the very least, she believes what she is saying.
Why would she abandon probably the brightest beacon of her worshippers and followers?
A question that I consider little. This place has become corrupt, covered in demonic forces, and despite everyone's continued insistence to toss coins into her pots, she does very little to help them. That, Cassius, is why I am here. If Joaquin will not do the correct work to help the folks here of Halcyon, I will step in to do it for her.
I personally think that she was forced out of here. I don't think she would step away.
Possibly. Or perhaps the demonic influence seduced her to leave. It is a powerful drug, evil.
Yes.
Some would say that it is difficult to carry out violent or evil acts and intentions. I would claim that it is very easy to do so. Much harder a task to remain pious, upright, and good.
Indeed, the path to salvation is a difficult one. I keep telling them this, they don't seem to learn it.
I thank you all for helping me to hand out food for these children here. You will see that Bullionaire Bastion believes that it can solve these problems from the top down. I, however, believe the opposite. It starts with the people of Halcyon directly. While they continue to carry out their machinations in their high-rise towers, I am down here, situating myself so that I can have direct contact with Halcyon citizens, to continue spreading my joy so that these people will stop suffering. That is why I came to you to ask for you to arbitrate on my behalf, so that I can either convert or destroy the rest of the guild and its demonic forces here on Halcyon and return this place to a brighter future.
But of
Question.
course,
I have a question.
Of course.
We noticed that arbitration's been a bit wonky. Have you heard anything from us by any chance?
Out of privacy for all of your party's members, I don't know that I could answer that question. It would be something that every one of you would have to agree to if I was to try and share that information.
I mean, I think this is important.
Then
It's
if
fine by me.
everyone here agrees.
Yeah.
Be no problem with it.
Okay.
Sacrifice.
Let's hear it.
That's everybody.
I have been arbitrated for in the past.
Okay. Have you? I mean, does it tell you? Well, what am I trying to say here?
what are you trying to say here?
What do you,
Bastion has been getting.
what is it that you find out?
The information that you would normally share with the Bastion when you arbitrate. Information on the revelations you come to when you carry out your tasks for the Bastion. The identities of the members of those who were once working with the Bastion and now have been taken, replaced by the demonic forces of the guild.
And do you know anything about this device, this arbitration device? Is it holy in any way?
I have not yet had any one-on-one experience with this arbitration device, other than to learn about its existence through some of those I've touched. A
Okay.
well-guarded secret, this device is. One that I should think better for me to stay away from for now. But again, I implore you, after everything that you have seen, after the experience that you have gathered on your time working with the Bastion, hopefully you will see that perhaps my ways are not the typical, but I will ensure that everyone here on Halcyon comes to their end of each of their sufferings.
It's a 25 insight check on her, saying that she's staying away from the device.
Sounds like she's being honest.
Should,
I think it's the demons.
so say the streets get cleaned up a little bit and the Golden Lady maybe has a stronger presence once again. What would become of you? Where would you go?
I intend to ensure that I look after the people that Joaquin has abandoned. Should she show her face here in Halcyon again, perhaps at that time she will have to answer to me first.
Well, she's a goddess, and you're an angel.
I am more than an angel.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh.
That's a good question. What are you exactly?
I am a divine being. who has been granted extraordinary powers and taken on their responsibility to right Halcyon's wrongs.
Who gave you those powers?
The goddess that I once served, Lyra, the goddess of joy.
Wasn't Lyra a associate of Joaquin's at one time?
She pauses for a second and says, "Yes, for a time."
Your resplendentness, you said once served and you still have your powers. How does that work? Your powers didn't get taken away?
There is a long and sordid history between Lyra and Joaquin. They have both served in a divine, godly manner, and also walked amongst the living and mortals at one point in time. However, they had a falling out, and Lyra has decided to look for Joaquin. I, in her stead, have taken on her responsibilities and intend to do what I can to help continue spreading joy until she makes her return.
Can I make a religion check on Lyra?
The same.
Sure.
That doesn't
I'm
sound
not sure.
like the whole touch thing that she does with the wings and the like borderline mind control. That doesn't sound like something the goddess of joy would do. But 26 on religion.
Obes, you would just know the basic intent that Lyra is indeed the goddess of joy, who is a being of good intent who enjoys spreading joy and abhors violence and evil. Cassius, you get most of this as well, although you've never heard of Lyra awakening people. And Raphael, you specifically get the intent that you have. This does not seem like a standard practice of Lyra. Lyra would spread her ideologies through a means of willful interaction with her subjects.
Yes, as a proper god should. I don't say anything. I don't challenge her on this, but I am planning on letting the rest of the party know as soon as we're out of here. Well, this has been very helpful. Hey, just as a general reminder to everyone, we it doesn't sound like we need to use them, but we have those falsified schedules from the Bastion to use in bargaining chips if we need. It doesn't sound like we need to use it now, but just reminding everyone that we have them.
Yes.
The Resplendent looks towards the houses that the children have taken up and says, "Of the Bullionaire Bastion, I hope you see that my ways are a righteous way."
I do see the things that you are attempting here, and it is righteous, yes. Helping the needy. That is plain for all of us to see. Thank you for your time.
All of Halcyon is in need, Raphael.
Ah, yes.
And
Their very souls are at stake, yes.
I intend to fix that. Not only removing the demons, but ensuring that everyone lives a fulfilling, joyous life.
So you don't want nobody to feel no kind of negative energy. That's what you're saying?
Would you want them to?
A little. You know, a little. You gotta balance things out. You gotta feel the lows to feel the highs naturally, you know, like a wave, riding the wave.
Certainly the mindset of a mortal being. But that is also one of a mortal being who is removed from the opportunities of a utopia.
What do you mean?
You only understand pain as a necessity because you cannot rid it from your life. So mortals choose to try and do what they can to view it as burden, but as a potential good. It is okay to suffer and feel pain.
Yeah.
It builds character, they say.
Yeah.
But in actuality, joy, goodness can do all of these for you as well. Mortals do not have the opportunity to live a fulfilled life without pain and suffering, and thus they must find a way to talk themselves into believing that it is a necessary evil. A good in a way. But you must understand, I have the opportunity to ensure that that comes to an end.
You're taking away people's mortality at that. Like, their humanity. You're taking away people's growing and forming into something that could be amazing. You know, like living, learning, making mistakes.
Taking none of that away. People are allowed to make mistakes.
I mean,
I'm simply shifting their mindsets to one from negativity to positivity, so that if they make these mistakes, they will have a smile on their face, instead of being a poor, lonely child who comes crying because their own pet has passed away.
well, that's what happens. Things die in life.
But there is an opportunity to see past that. It is difficult to understand as a mortal who lives such a small, short lifespan. But I am giving the free gift and opportunity to see an eternal paradise, a utopia where no one has to feel those feelings any longer. A position set away from this monetary greed and on a higher cause.
Cassius is going to write a note in his book. Send a message to Karma saying, I think we should go before we prod too hard.
Raphael's like watching a cat fight about to break out.
Yeah, all right, hearing that, Karma's like calming herself down.
Just consider it karma. You see it as a necessity in your life, but what would your life be like without the pain and suffering? You would still learn. You would still grow. This is a necessity in being a conscious, sentient creature.
I think we're two different creatures and we don't understand each other. But I get what you're saying. I get it. It's cute. Good luck with that.
You could live a life free of servitude to others, with a joy in your heart to serve whomever you wish and do whatever you desire. So, I will gather my things here. Thank you so much for coming to see me again, each and every one of you. Go speak to Tindrin Pillar. I believe he may have some way or means to help you all. If you need to contact me again, my doors are always open to you.
Yes, thank you for your aid, Resplendent. We appreciate it. Curtsy and then back away slowly.
Karma
Yes.
also sarcastically curtsies with Raphael.
She
Cassius
smiles.
nods. Thank you for helping the children.
Of course, they need it. And you guys head out.
Yeah, I know we all promised that we would all go to all the meetings.
Bees.
We have to see where she goes.
Oh, that's true.
Like, have to see where she goes.
All right, that's
Take the bees.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, bees.
Yes.
Why don't you take someone with you? I spoke earlier of us having maybe
Okay, Alloy, you come with. You have the spy bots. You come. You keep low.
What are we doing? We're following the Resplendent?
I guess actually maybe you should follow Children and I should follow Resplendent. We keep in touch. I do the mind trick.
Following children.
Well, just to see, just did they go home, and if they go home, then you catch up with me. We follow Resplendent together. Or you could just come with me and we follow Resplendent. Seems a much less complicated plan. Less Hitler seems to fall apart at, yes. Why don't we? Well, you know what? Now that I think about this, let us go and follow Resplendent. You and me, let's go.
Okay.
Baby cat, take one of these too.
Wait. Okay. I'm gonna cast non-detection on OBs.
Oh my god, I'll cast it on the baby cat.
Cool.
Where did you go? I'm just kidding. I can see you. Let's go.
Aloy, you're still in the book. I'll send you a message every now and then. Just ping me back if you are in need of assistance or you need our help.
Okay, I'm gonna leave Cogwheel here. Make sure he doesn't do anything crazy.
Take nice care of it.
You know how he is.
Wild man cogwheel.
Dang, you can just cast non-detection as many times as you have spell slots. It doesn't overwrite, so I still have it on myself too. Neat.
As we're walking away, I looked to Raphael. Would a god walk away from the central place of where they gain power or worship?
I do not know much about Joaquin. I would say that it is possible that the corruption that runs on the city is so deep that perhaps even it scared away a god. But I do not know much about the lady.
Maybe I should check with the temple and see if I may be naive, but I did speak with a few of the clerics of the Church of Joaquin, and they were able to divine contact with her. It wasn't a direct. You're familiar with the divination, so to speak.
Yes.
I was able to be in contact with her just very briefly. Maybe I might be able to get some insight into it.
Huh.
Sure. If you need a companion, I will tag along. Seeing as how we're already splitting up anyway, why not split up more?
Karma, would you like to join us?
I would, but don't we need somebody to go talk to Lom?
We do need someone to go talk to Lom. Here's the fake schedules. Only use them if you have to. That's a bargaining chip.
All right, they tell me where the Joaquin Temple is. I'll check it out later. So good luck to you guys. I'm gonna give Cassius a Bardic Inspiration. No, I'll give Raphael a Bardic.
And I'll give you one.
Cassius is gonna nod and write one more message to Karma. If we get a free moment later, meet me outside of the Dragon's Hoard.
Hendo.
So, who's going first?
I guess we are. We're just scoping around where we already are.
Yeah.
All right. So it's Vip, OB's Alloy.
Whoa.
No. I gotta go talk. I gotta go broker the deal with the.
Vip is with Karma.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not want walking megaphone to go on stealth mission.
I'm the best track. I'm a ranger. I come from the woods. I'm the best tracker we have on the team.
Yes.
Go handle it, though.
You just see the Resplendent, and in the distance you hear,
Y'all hear how fucking quiet I am?
Look, there she is.
So, as you guys plan to head back towards the plaza, how do you approach?
Oh, well, you good at the sneaking, or do you need the help?
What's the rules for like changing armor and stuff?
Usually takes like a minute to usually doff like heavier armor, so it's not like it takes an extraordinary amount of time. It just takes you like a couple minutes to take your armor off, put something else on. Or just to take off your heavy artificer's gear that's gonna clink and clank with every step you take.
Yeah, she's just gonna like that off and
Whoa!
You hear the clink of just some metal pieces of her thick artificer's like workshop gear has been taken off from her. She's skinnier than you initially thought, Obese.
Yes. Okay. I guess that would make you sneakier, yes. Here, look. And he pokes you in the eyes, and you have like 300 feet, I think it is, of dark vision. And then I also hit you with a spell to see invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Find out the distance on the... See invisible and eyes of night. 300 feet of dark vision. And then he looks at you and he's like, for safety, he taps you on the head and you see a flash of deja vu, and it's somebody about to attack you. You have an advantage on initiative. If we get into trouble, we just leave. We do not fight, yes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, very good. Come this way, keep your head low, and then he just kind of disappears up onto the roof line.
Okay. You begin to shift, trying to make your way up to the top of the buildings here. You guys being stealthy?
I'm gonna cast invisibility on Sparky.
Okay. Sparky goes invisible.
Oh. I think maybe you should be invisible if you can do that. Because you can just, like, put him in your pocket or something, right?
Yeah.
Or do you need him to do something? I'm sorry, I don't want to play your character. That was a bit much.
Well, I mean, he'll just have a better time of, like, scouting places out if he's invisible.
Sounds good.
As you cast this on Sparky, he disappears, and both of you clamber up to the top of one of the nearby kind of ramshackle homes here, this surrounded area that seems largely abandoned. You guys trying to be stealthy?
Always.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check from both of you, please.
Oh no.
You have the +10s.
Okay.
What's a +10s?
From, I believe it's Pass Without a Trace.
No, we cast non-detection. That protects divination and scrying and magical sensors.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, sorry about that.
What's the role of Bardic? Oh, what'd you say, Kevin?
I feel like I should have went with you guys, but oh well.
Oh.
That's alright.
What's the role for Bardic Inspiration?
You can roll it after you see your result, but before you know the whether
actual
it succeeds or not.
Yeah.
So you can roll it as late as you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just rolling.
Oh yeah.
21.
25.
You guys feel pretty stealthy as you make your way up onto the top of the nearby home here. It gives you a pretty decent view out into the open plaza area where you see the resplendent. She seems to be making sure, pulling up the tops of the crates, making sure that each of them are empty that you see here. This isn't a particularly clean area. There's a number of just sort of like dilapidated crates and broken wood hanging out here. As mentioned before, it doesn't seem like a very upkept area. You watch as she looks around and just grabs to it. Like, these crates are you know, like a good, you know, they're like the size of, they're like medium size. They're the size of like a washing machine. They've got some size to them. You see her grab two of these and effortlessly just lifts them into the air and walks them over nearby some other kind of just trash and refuse of broken wood and stuff, and kind of sets them down near there. She brushes off her hands, and you see her turn and look, and takes a couple steps towards the Joaquin Shrine where you all arbitrate, and she seems to look up at it for just a few seconds. Her back turns towards you all. After a number of seconds of silence, she turns and begins to head what seems like outside of the plaza area, slowly approaching near one of the houses where you are all, where both of you are on the top of the roof. Doesn't seem to have noticed you from how you watch her eyes look around, and she seems to just be heading by. She's now passing you all and begins to head down the streets of Lux.
Lucy would look at this, at the arbitration house. Do we have a name for what they're called?
It's a Joaquin Shrine.
Joaquin Shrine, sure.
You know it's the place where you arbitrate. You're not sure if there's any others. This may perhaps be the only one. You've never heard of anyone mention a separate one.
Well, this makes me suspicious of the children now, but do you feel like you can talk to them? I am big and scary. They will not talk to me.
What are we trying to figure out from them?
Just want to know what she is doing for them. Maybe they will tell us something seedy and underbelly-like.
Okay.
Let us wait 5 minutes until maybe she is gone, and then we go.
Okay.
Do you know any games? And black.
It doesn't take long before the resplendent continues down a couple of the Lux streets, and soon as you continue to wait here on this housing roof, you lose track of where she's gone.
I spy something dark. It is a roof tile. It's time to go. All right. Let us start with that house. I think I saw one of the children's go into there. Just ask them what the resplendent one does. What nice things they do to her, for her.
You see a fully structured house, though in a little bit less of a refined state. You see that the doors and windows are boarded up, except for the front door here that is shut. It seems as though as you begin to close in on the house, that there seems to be just a very small ambient candlelight coming from within some of the cracks of the boards through the windows.
Obi's reaches in his back pocket and then says, "Here, you can give them this. It's a big old chocolate chip cookie.
It's good.
It is my last one.
Did we seriously have payoff to the cookie cart from 2 episodes ago?
Nothing in my pack is useless."
Thank you, by the way, Chili Draws, for hosting us a couple minutes ago. It was really nice of you.
Hey,
I mean, you're like a big teddy bear. They might like you.
I am very large teddy bear. Like 4 times size of little children's.
Fine.
You will be fine. Plus, I would like to see if any of them try to sneak up on you.
Okay.
I'm going to hide in bush over there. Do not worry. You are safe. Remember my thing. I stop attack.
So how do you approach this house, Alloy?
I try the door.
It is locked.
Interesting. Is there any other ways in from what I can see?
As you do a quick once around in the house, you see that there is no back entrance, only a front, and there is 2 windows on the front and then 2 on the sides, opposite sides, but they're all boarded up.
Okay, I will take out my do I have
Thieves' tools.
these tools? Yeah, I have those, and try to unlock the door.
Give me a check for that. You can choose any check. You are trained. We're doing a little bit of updated rules here in this particular campaign. So I'm going to ask for you to make a check. I think a sleight of hand would make the most sense, but do it with advantage since you're using your thieves' tools with which you're trained in.
Oof. Not great.
You spend a couple minutes working at the front of the door. As you continue working, there's like multiple padlocks here on the door, and you're able to open 1 or 2, but you can't get through the rest. It's just a little too difficult, a little too intricate to open up, and you're not able to use these tools to get through the door.
Opie's telepathically says, maybe you should knock. They may come to the door.
Okay, I'll try knocking.
You rap on the door a couple times. It's quiet for a long time. You think for a second to maybe ask Obi something or turn around, and finally you hear very faintly on the other side of the door, "Who is it?"
I just want to talk. I was with the Resplendent earlier.
The Resplendent said to only open the doors for her.
Me and the Resplendent, we go way back. I have a cookie.
That's a girl. That's a girl.
Make a persuasion check. At advantage because you said cookie.
Remember, it's in chocolate chips. That is important.
I am using that 1d8. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
God.
on.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, it's a 2.
Well, not everything can be an amazing roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
After you say this, Aloe, it's quiet for another good couple seconds before you hear the child on the other side say, "I can't talk to you unless you're the Resplendent."
Hold on.
Threaten the child.
I'm not gonna threaten the child. Okay, I just had to look through my spells real quick.
Yes.
It's a
Thunder.
really big cookie. You sure you don't want it? It's really yummy.
"I'm sorry, I can't talk to you anymore," you hear the kid say on the other door.
Okay.
It is okay. Persuading children takes a lot of practice that I hope you don't actually ever need.
Fireball the door. Fireball the door.
Fireball the house.
Would you like to try another one, or should I try?
Is there like any small openings in the house, like tiny openings?
None that you see on this house. No, it seems purposefully made so that whatever the openings are, the most the only real ones being the windows on the house are all boarded up pretty succinctly. You could pry the boards off. They don't look particularly tough, but everything is boarded. There doesn't seem like a easy way to sneak into the house.
Okay, Obese, that's all you know.
Oh, okay.
But if they didn't go for the cookie, I don't know. We're not gonna burst in there.
Oh,
Do it.
let me see. I will think of things. Obese walks down a little further away from the one that he had Alloy look at and knocks on the door.
You knock
Hello?
on the door and don't hear anything.
Hello, my little friend. I was here earlier with the resplendent one. I forgot to ask her about a friend that lives here, around here.
You hear on the other side of the door somewhat faintly, a child's voice say, "I can't talk to you unless you're the resplendent."
I don't actually need you to say too much. I'm looking for my friend. She disappeared, yes? You understand disappeared?
I'm not supposed to talk, I'm sorry.
I miss her, you know? Like, it's been a long time since I've seen her.
Please go away, you hear the voice say.
Okay. I am sad now. You could help it, but that's fine.
There is no answer to your pleas.
I do not know how to speak with children.
Well,
Well-
apparently neither do I.
How come we always choose the best members of the party for these jobs?
If only somebody, first of all, was there to, I don't know, disguise herself as a resplendent, and then deception with a plus. I don't know.
It was a survey mission. Well, I guess we should go catch up with everyone. Do not tell them I was ineffectual and I will not do the same. Is this fair, little cat?
Sure, I'm fine if we never speak of this again.
Okay, good. You can keep that cookie. Let's go.
Nothing was accomplished and nothing was gained.
Alloy's gonna eat the cookie.
Well, Alloy, you didn't get to speak to the children, but you got yourself a cookie. So while they were doing this, what's the other team doing? Who's next?
And Team Raph and Team Cash.
Yeah, Cash, you want to do your Joaquin thing while Raph just tags along?
Joaquin be praised.
Are you going to a shrine down here on Lux or on Topside?
The same one I went to last time. The same deal. Looking to get a divination spell cast.
Sure. You guys leave Lux, heading up using the elevator, the arcane infused elevator, to make your way back up to Topside. Finding yourselves once again standing underneath the bright sun, and finding yourselves outside of one of the shrines here of Joaquin. It sees a couple different travelers come in as you both walk in, and you're able to see a few people who look like townspeople, well-dressed townspeople, as well as a couple different what looks like clerics and people dressed up as actual Joaquinar attendants of the actual church itself. One of them greets you as you walk in.
Greetings.
Well-traveled friend. Good to see you back.
I dare take a moment of your time or the Golden Lady herself, but
The Golden Lady always has time for you, friend. What brings you here? Well met. The human dressed in accented robes of Joaquin extends a hand to shake yours, Raphael.
I definitely grab it and shake it. No problemo.
You see, as you do, he kind of studies the pendant on your chest and says, Paylor.
Indeed.
A good god.
Yes. an acceptable Pantheon member, I suppose.
It's nice to have you here at a Church of Joaquin, he says.
Oh, but of course, I am here accompanying my friend who is a man of your cloth.
So, what brings the two of you here?
I wish to reach the Golden Lady just for a few moments, similar to last time I think we spoke.
That would require another donation to her, but I would be happy to allow a connection if we can make one with her.
Yes, how much was it again?
I completely don't remember. Let me, we'll say that he asks for 500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think that's what it was last time.
Pretty sure that's what it was. You toss them into a nearby pot that actually is embellished with the visage of Joaquin and her long hair on one of the pots nearby, and step on over. Are you looking to have? I think what was the spell we did last time? Was it?
Was it divination or what's the one that you asked 3 questions? What was that?
5e divination. I'm pretty sure it's divination.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's definitely the D spell.
I can't remember there's 2 of them. There's one that's like a percentage chance to talk directly to him, and divination's just kind of the commune. Is it commune?
I'm looking up both. Hang on. I know we did one of these 2 in the past. Let's see. Yes, it was commune last time.
All right.
You contact your deity or divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no. You must ask your questions before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer for each question. However, divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you may receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge.
My first question would be, I'll maybe take a knee and grab my coin close to my chest and take a deep breath and
the cleric, the Joaquinaire cleric, places a hand on your shoulder as you do.
The first one is, dear Golden Lady, have you willingly left Halcyon?
You wait for a extended period of time before you hear in your mind, yes.
That place sucks and it smelled really bad.
Break, bro.
Dear Golden Lady, do you wish to return to Halcyon?
Morning. It's distant, quiet, similar to the first answer. But again, you hear, yes.
Break, bro.
Dear Golden Lady, is something preventing you from coming back to Halcyon?
Another couple seconds. Another familiar, yes.
I'll quietly just take a deep breath in a moment to nod and toss another 50 gold into the pot.
The cleric bows. Thank you so much for your gracious donation.
One question for you as well. Attendance for, I guess, any events or general traffic, has it been decreasing as of late? Has it been busy?
Like all religions in Halcyon, despite being the most favorable and large of the Golden City, our numbers do seem to have slowly been dwindling over time, over the years. This is true.
Demons don't go to church, just saying.
It's a shame. Well, maybe I can do my part to help bring a little more traffic your way.
I would love that. Are you a Walkinar yourself, I'm to assume?
Let's say I've recently found her guidance, so to speak, at grasping to reach further.
I see. Well, any means to spread the word of Joaquin is a favorable one that we Walkinar believe to be a certain good for this city. Though she may seem distant to some, though her actions may seem mysterious to others, there is no doubt that without her touch, Halcyon would not be in a successful state that it has ever been able to achieve such as this. It is only by her divine hand that Halcyon has been able to flourish and not only help its people, but those across the entire Twixt itself.
I have done mild research. I know with faith it's something you feel and follow, but it's always good to know more. Do you know of anything of her connections with Lyra, I think? Another deity in the Pantheon?
He sort of rubs his mustache for a second and kind of runs his fingers across through his beard and reaches into his coat and pulls out like a small, what looks like sort of like a mini book that seems to have a visage of the lady on the front, kind of runs through a couple pages and closes it and puts it back on inside of his robe and says, "Yes, Lyra and Joaquin have known each other in the past, according to the text. A god of commerce and trade, free trade, and one of joy. The two would seem synonymous."
Interesting.
Raph is gonna look around. I don't think there's anything in this place, but is there anything out of the ordinary that he can see, maybe with his magic eyes?
Using your magic eyes, what is that exactly?
It's that thing that gives me permanent detect magic in 30 feet of me.
There is the ever so slight aura of what seems like divine magic emanating from the statue of Joaquin that's sort of at the far end where, a normal pedestal would stand for someone to give a sermon. It's instead this Joaquin statue, similar to the one where you make your arbitration, where it's surrounded by this kind of open, empty pool where people can toss their coin. Besides that, it doesn't seem like there's too much readings that you're picking up. This looks like any standard church, perhaps even that people would go to visit Palor on. There doesn't seem anything out of place other than the sort of garish amount of gold that you see around here.
Okay, I just thought I'd check.
You kind of see Cassius was silent for a good minute or two, other than asking us questions, and has taken up and is kind of finishing talking with one of the clerics near here.
Sure. Did you find what you were looking for, Cassius?
I did. I guess a little insight and guidance from the lady herself. Again, thank you for coming with me. I dare not step my boundaries onto...
Oh, but of course, this is nothing. I am free to walk within the house of another.
Thank you again. I turn and nod to the cleric and take a look around one last moment, just take a deep breath and just start to head out.
He smiles, and the coins that you deposited into the pot, he pours into a bag and lifts a hand up towards you, Raphael, and says, "Here, I see no issue with good gods working once with one another. You could make a donation to your Church of Pelor. We could see more shrines of theirs around here."
I will take this tithe, yes, and add to it with my own funding. I agree, there could be more Pelor shrines around here.
That would be a great sight to see. He smiles.
Indeed it would. Indeed it would. I smile back.
Insight on him?
Sure.
This man's being kind.
Oh, I'm gonna magic eye the shit out of every single gold piece in here once we're out of here, but I'm not gonna do it in front of the guy.
This was Cassius's money.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. With an 8, Cassius, sounds like it makes sense.
Interesting.
And how much was it? How much money was
500
it?
gold.
Oh,
And an extra 50.
And an extra
Fi-
50. He
okay.
takes a 50, but he gives you 500, Raphael.
cool. Yeah.
Cassius, I mean, just thinking about it, Joaquin, god of commerce, lawful good, aligned.
The reinvestment into the city, I guess. That.
As Raphael walks out with Cassius, he says, see, one good deed begets another. I will happily take your donation to the Church of Pelor. Thank you, Cassius.
I give him an additional 50 as well.
It's all right, sure, why not? It's all going to the tithe.
I assume you got a look around.
I did. Nothing seemed to be terribly out of the ordinary. Less populated in there than I expected, but I think we're gradually getting a picture that there's not many worshippers left of the old ways in the city. They're either demons or in league with them.
It's hard to worship when your god's not here.
Pelor is not here with me, only in spirit. The sun in the sky is nothing but a fake facsimile of the resplendent incandescence of Pelor. And yet, I know he still walks with me, though I do not sense his presence directly. You must keep that same faith for your goddess.
And what if Pelor wanted to be here but wasn't able to?
Then we would be up against a powerful evil indeed.
Yeah, I think we are. Unless there's something telling me something different. I think she left, but I think she wants to come back, and it's, well, I don't think she has the option to.
Then we shall see her back. She shall stand shoulder to shoulder when all is said and done with our great Lord Pelor, and they will rule over the city together.
Extend my hand out to Raphael.
Like a high five or like a handshake or like what are we doing?
Handshake.
Yeah. I give him a. I think this is an amenable. This is an amenable agreement. Yeah, I shake his hand.
And what I do know of pantheons, the pantheon itself, they do have to work together at times, and a common foe. Maybe we may not be speaking for our gods directly, but if they were to work together, I know we can.
Indeed, I agree, Cassius. And I take the giant, comically large sack of gold and just kind of slip it into one of my saddlebag things on my side. And I'm gonna at some point, Jason, we don't need to RP it, but I'm gonna give all of it to the shrine that I've been given stuff to.
Sure. We could say you guys do that quickly after this. They happily accept. They're happy to see you again, Raph, and also welcome you, Cassius.
Yeah, we're gonna get like a little bit of cross-pollination here going. Make sure that Cassius is there. And
certainly seems. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, make sure that they knew that it was a donation from the Church of Joaquin as well.
They're happy to accept it. This city seems like any other large city some of you may have visited before, and that there's Doesn't have to just only be one god. It can be a pantheon of those that worship here. As the city itself being so large is certainly a melting pot of various races and cultures.
Indeed.
All right, so you guys begin making your way, hopefully heading to meet with the rest of the group. While that was happening, my last team, which I believe is Vip, Monifa, and Karma, what are you guys doing?
Going to Lum. Just the three of us. I'm sure Lum's gonna be super thrilled about that. Super thrilled.
You all begin to head back down to Lux, or I guess you would be moving from Lux after that meeting at the plaza. So moving through the winding streets of Lux, through the darkness of the subtle ambient light that makes up the area here, finding yourselves again at the Dapper Devil restaurant. The tiefling attendant at the front stand is happy to see you and says, "Please, this way," she says as she stacks a couple menus in hand and begins to lead you through the diner and into the private room of Lom. As you enter, she says to take a seat, and she will have Lom come in forthwith and heads out for just a second.
Okay. Vip. I mean, I can back you up. Vip, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Nervous about...
Talking to Lom.
Didn't you have reservations?
Yeah. Can you just take these schedules? Oh, you know what? I'll hold on to it. You do the talking. We'll just fill this out.
You see, moving out from a push-through set of doors, Lom step through. Her large form shifting over to the chair at the far end, and she takes a seat. The menus are handed out to each of you. As always, there is a number of copious, both expensive but extravagant foods on the menu. Lom looks to each of you and says,
"Hey, welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you all here again. Some of you at least. But you know what? I'll take what I can get.
Good. Oh, good. Okay, great.
So, what brings you back to old Lami?"
Well, to honor your time, honestly, I hear your disappointment that there's only some of us, but I can say with my wonderful company that I have here that there's a reason why there's only the three of us.
Oh, I'm interested to hear this, Vip.
Karma, will you please show the thing?
The thing. Here you go. The thing.
Again, to be respectful of your time, I love the food and the spread and everything, but in good faith, I'll just show you exactly. We can't bring everybody here and show you this at the same exact time. This is probably something you're interested in looking at.
Yeah, what am I looking at here? Lom says as she takes the notes.
If you open this up and feast your eyes as you will your tummy later, it is the, I guess you would say, force effectiveness of the Bastion in certain areas that you may be interested in.
You see Lom flick through a couple of the pages and looks at it closely. She takes a second and kind of reaches down into her bosom, pulling out a small pair of glasses and her spectacles and puts them on her pushed up nose and peers at them.
Oh, well, hot damn. These are schedules to some of their members. How'd you guys work this out?
All I can really say is all things are possible. Took a little bit of back and forth, but it's really easy to put two and two together when people freely share their motives. You know what I'm saying?
Man's a good talker. That's what he is. Just does business wherever he goes.
And again, to reiterate, it's really only in this good company that we could share that information with you. The other ones are kind of on a errand, if you will, to keep them busy.
Yeah, you know how they are.
Make a deception check at advantage, Vip. Deception check.
Perception.
You definitely see that you're in this private room, Alam, but
19. Sorry.
that's okay. Lom looks over the rest of the papers and says,
I suppose I understand some of them can be a little more uptight than the others, but you all here, you all seem alright, especially this Monifa girl over here. How you doing, Monifa?
Oh, just glad to have some good food for once.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice coming here and enjoying a nice diner meal?
It's an excellent restaurant. An excellent company.
Oh, you all need to be more like Monifa, to be honest with you. Things would go much more smoothly if you were.
If we were all just heathen, just heathenistic heathens.
What am I, chopped liver, Lum? Huh?
No, you're not chopped liver. Trust me, you're not. But I'm just saying, things would smooth over like oil if everyone was just in agreement and understood the privileges that they were receiving, provided that Monifa and everyone acted a little bit more like them. So, you handed me some schedules of what looks like some decent number of members here of the Bullionaire Bastion. I'm assuming you're trying to what? Bribe me for information that I was digging up about Razim? Is that it?
No. No.
What us? No.
You already told us that you were working on it, Lum. I mean, we just got this information all of a sudden.
All right, fair enough. Then what are these trying to bribe me for? Look, you don't gotta lie, Karma. I'm a devil. I know.
Yeah.
If you had information on Razim, we wouldn't say no to it.
In fact, after our last meeting, I did a couple, little bit of a check into some things regarding this Razim. And yes, I'll happily accept these scheduled papers, and I'll happily share some information with you all. So, there are a couple things to share.
you see Lom take a bite out of a big leg of meat and then looks over and says,
I also noticed, Karma, you're not free from my spell.
Oh, yeah, that. There's a, so, I mean...
Just an interesting little thing I noticed.
That wasn't, just to be so we're on the same page, that wasn't like a one-time only thing. That was just like a one-time only happening that could happen in the future if it doesn't happen, like, if it didn't happen then, right? Like, I still got the chance.
You see Lom lean back in her chair. You hear the loud crack of wood as she leans back and groan of wood. She thinks for a second.
Normally I'd say that's the end of the deal, but you were so kind as to provide me with these paperwork here and made sure to do it under the guise of coming to see me while the others were running some errands. So, how about this? I will extend my offer to you so that next arbitration round and the next one only, I'll give you another opportunity to convince all 7 of your little group here, your Bastion group, to vote for your old pal Lom, and I will immediately free you from the Geas contract that we currently got going.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lom. You're so kind. Thank you.
Gracious.
Ha. Oh, Monifa. Why are you working with the Bastion? You should come over here.
Don't know it.
No. I take that back. Stay with the Bastion so that you can feed me information about the Bastion. That's better.
Hey, what am I even doing here, Lom? Huh?
You're helping out
feel
too,
like
Karma.
I feel like I don't even need to ask about compensation. You know exactly how to treat a lady.
Oh, trust me. If you all put me in power, the money's gonna flow, baby. And you know what ain't gonna flow? Actually, you know what is gonna flow? The blood of a whole bunch of demons, because I'm gonna murder them all. I'm gonna free this place from the control of the guild so that the economy will get back boosted, and whoever one of you happens to end up on top in the role of the throne, I'm also doing a couple things in the background, making sure that I keep the place running tight.
You seen those latest results, Slum? Huh? Flying high in the market?
I haven't exactly seen your personal earnings. You want to show me?
Oh, sure. I'll show you.
You show Lom your Bullionaire Bastion card, your badge.
Boom. Look at that. Bam.
Over 4 million. That's impressive, Karma.
Yeah.
What would one do with 4 million gold, huh? It's a lot of money.
What would one do, Karma?
Oh. I got some plans. Lots of plans, because that's a lot of money.
It indeed is a lot of money, yes. I assume both you, Monifa, and Vip are also doing well in the investment game.
I've had some rough weeks, but tomorrow's a new day.
I'm doing better every week. Thank you for asking.
I gotta imagine seeing those numbers jump up puts a smile on your faces.
Makes me feel accomplished, yes. Slightly powerful, yes. Making a difference, yes. But still leaves a little bit left to obtain or be desired, if you will.
Like a warm blanket for the soul.
Yeah, I guess it ain't so bad. Oh, yeah. This Razim fella. Well, from what info I was able to gather, and it's unfortunate that not everybody could come, because I feel as though some of you may find this information a bit more pertinent than others, but I assume that they'll come across it when the time comes.
Fill them in.
It seems as though soon after the completion of the sun, the Archmage Razim's soul was snatched up by a independent figure. Normally the souls go down to the abyss, and of course the demons take them to create other demons so that they can create a vast army to hopefully take over things. Not just Halcyon, but just any place on the material plane. Seems as though this individual goes by the name of the Curator happened to take him for their personal collection.
Okay.
Me and the Curator go back. I haven't been to the museum in a long time, though.
So you're welcome there? You're welcome to the museum?
They're a particular one, the Curator. And getting to the museum is a whole other affair. You see, it's not here on Halcyon, it's in the abyss itself.
Oh, wow. So, there's no way to it?
I suppose there is potentially a way, but even if you ought to find one, the other issue is actually getting to the museum itself. There's a bit of a magic, if you will, around the place, and unless you have an invitation there, you're going to find yourself continuing to roam the mists of the surrounding bogs until you eventually croak. It's funny, you'll get it when you go there.
Oh, can you
I'm
get us
sure.
an invitation?
I was gonna say, someone of your stature, getting invitation should be easy.
Look, Monifa. Compliments will get you everywhere. And yes, I do happen to have some contacts that would likely be able to convince the curator to allow your group, all 7 of yous, to enter into the museum.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some invitations.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Finding your way there to the actual abyss to get to the museum, that's a whole nother affair that I don't know I'll be able to help you on. The thing is, well, us devils, I mean, we could snap our fingers and be in the abyss. It's kind of just born with us. But for you all, it's much more difficult. You'll need to find a way there yourselves. But once you're there, I can procure an invitation that would allow you to actually reach the museum so you could, I guess, find this regime and speak to them. Provided the curator lets you, of course.
Well, Lam, if you can get us that invitation, we will find our way down.
The museum is in the center of a big old bog. Sits close by the river Styx. It's a large crystal structure, black and like a dark green color. Once you're there, you're going to use this invitation I'm going to work up for you, and that should allow entrance. The curator may seem unassuming, but I want to warn you, you're dealing with an arch devil. Mind your business. Be polite.
You say mind your business. Not when you say mind your business.
Yes, your manners, Karma.
Okay, so
Easy enough.
all
Consider
right.
your company. Consider your company.
So how out of line? What's like the threshold of how out of line you can get with the curator?
What I mean to say is there are some of you in your retinue who look upon the fiend kind with a bit more resentment than others. So this museum of the curators is full of what are likely souls of either the damned or procured who are more than likely trapped there against their will because the curator is a eccentric type of collector, if you will. So what I'm saying is, if some of you gets the mind to perhaps liberate these souls from their particular points of capture, I would strongly suggest to do not that.
How can we make Raphael blind but still work?
I can do this.
Hang on just a second.
Mom.
Your Lamadness team huddle. Okay.
I think Lom's like, hold on, I gotta go take a shit. I'll be right.
All right.
So where we're at, there's got to be a catch on what it's going to take to get the invites.
Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah,
I understand that, but it's going to benefit Lam in some way to get us down there.
We don't have to ask. We don't have to ask.
We don't have to offer to do anything, but just realize there's some benefit for Lam to send us down there.
So, go down there.
Oh, hey.
There was a massive roach running right under my chair.
Oh, palmetto bug, get it.
Yeah.
It's that time of year.
So you go down to the curator. You use your manners. You should be okay because I'm making sure to put in a little personal word that you're all off limits. You're just there to look around and perhaps carry on a conversation if Razim is even there and you're wishing to speak with him per se. maybe get some more information about what happened to them,
Okay.
you can potentially do so. But as I said, do not be causing any trouble there. Unless, of course, you want to end up as part of the art of the museum.
No. And when you say trouble, you're talking like liberating. You ain't talking like just
Comma.
random parts of.
I'm
Yes.
talking about going in there, asking nicely to see the art, maybe speak to one of them.
Okay.
The curator either says yay or nay, you listen, you respect it, you do whatever it says, and then you get out of there. Don't try any of your fancy magic. Don't do anything that you're thinking of in your mind right now.
Right, because Archdevil, right?
Smite.
You're not
Smite.
just talking
Smite.
about a archdevil. You're talking about the lair of an archdevil. The
Oh,
curator is in control of not just the museum, but the entire surrounding area. It holds dominance over it all.
And we'll be safe if we just have nice manners.
Exactly. It's easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Smite.
You're still giving me a weird look when you say that.
Yeah, so like manners, right? How does he deal with holy boys? Like, Raphael, how does he deal with, that kind of type?
Smite.
Well, what do you mean? I don't know how he deals with anybody, let's be honest.
Oh, so you're not like, I thought you were like friends with the curator.
I know the curator. I ain't friends with him.
Okay.
Or it, I should say.
What do you mean it?
Well, I got no idea if it's a girl or boy. Maybe neither.
Is it like a beast? Like, is it not?
You'll see when you get there. But again,
How
looks can be
exciting.
deceiving.
Right.
I'm just saying, if you gotta tie up somebody, cover their mouths, maybe
You're right.
knock them out for a few fucking hours so
Ooh.
that they're not trying to do anything, you may want to consider it.
You can't silence justice.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Unless you're looking to be a part of the fixture there, you go in, you look around, ask your questions, and you walk out, like a normal museum. In this case, though, it's not a normal human curator. It just happens to be a centuries-old archdevil, what with a flick of a finger could likely take your soul from your own body.
But what about the thing that me and you have? I mean, when that, contract out, right? Right?
What are you saying?
I mean, he can't take my soul if you already have dibs on it, right?
Let's just say that the curator has a special jurisdiction in its lair.
It's just a matter of speech.
High
They're very
stakes.
powerful. We don't
Okay.
want to mess with them.
So, all right, like a museum, we're allowed to ask questions. Look, don't touch. Okay, this should be easy. With one of us knocked out, completely cold in the dark. Yes, this should be good.
Look, I know what you're thinking. You think of rap, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little pensive about a couple of yous in your group.
Oh yes.
Well,
You can't knock us all out.
Let's just say that between you three, Monifa, Karma, and you, Vip, I would make sure to drill it into everybody's heads not to be causing trouble. No matter what you see, the Abyss is a different place than Halcyon. You're all sitting with me right now, a devil, mind you, but we're all eating dinner, conversing like normal human beings. The Abyss is not that place. The Abyss is not like the regular harsh world. It's, let's say, 10 times worse. You may be tested, especially if you enter the museum.
is the curator like part of the guild?
No, not as far as I know. Independent. In fact, pretty sure from word that I received that the guild was pretty pissed that the curator was able to snatch Razim's soul out from under them.
Interesting. Oh,
Must be
very
proud.
interesting.
They must be pretty proud of that.
I assume so. Curator's a little bit of a weird one, Monifa. Look, I'm just saying, you're gonna see some depraved, terrible things while you're there. Even inside of the museum. We're not even talking about the outside of the abyss. So just mind yourself. It's gonna be a little weird, probably a little terrible. Just keep your hands to yourselves.
Leva.
Oh, I know how to mind my P's and Q's.
Okay, well that's all very good information. Thank you for that, Lom.
Of course.
Random question popped out of nowhere. That Orim Vorax story, I'm still kind of thinking about it. It's still messing me up a lot. Are we the Orim Voraxes, or are you the Orim Voraxes? Or is the Bastion the Orim Vorax? Because I've seen something on an island.
Oh, have you?
Is it around still? Is it just an urban legend? Are these Orim Voraxes not really any kind of metaphor? Are they real?
Let's say that it could certainly serve as a metaphor, Karma. But I also mean it quite literally.
Okay.
Oh, those pests exist. I've seen them in the city.
Now, okay, Lom, do you know anything about Dalzal?
Maybe a thing or two.
Okay, how far do you guys go back?
I think for that type of information, Karma, we go ahead and carry out with this mission first.
Okay.
And we make sure you all come back in one piece.
Oh, so the next mission is actually going into the abyss, to the river Styx.
If you can find a way there.
Yeah.
Right.
You do that and find out more about this regime. And how about this, Karma? You come back and tell me what you found out.
Okay.
By which I mean arbitrate for me and convince everyone else to do it. And I will be happy to spill the beans about Dazel and the Bastion.
Okay. Yes! Filthy fucking tea! Let's go!
And free Karma.
Oh yeah, and free me. That's like the
And
main-
if all 7 of you during this next and only next arbitration happen to all vote for me, I will release Karma for her Gaia's contract. Though I would hope that you would understand and see me as the potential suitor to take the place for the Bastion, to lead it and Halcyon into a better future, free of the demonic horde.
Yeah, get rid of the demonic horde.
Back to
Replaced with a devil horde.
Back to a more civilized way of things.
Exactly. I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Lom picks up her glass and clicks it to yours, Monifa.
I side-eye Monifa super hard.
Cash writes a message in his book. Hope everything's going well.
Never been better, buddy.
Well then, this has been fun. I always enjoy eating. With you all, of course, but I always enjoy eating. Happy to always stop by here when I can. So, let's talk more later, huh?
Gotcha, Mom.
Look forward to it.
One thing before you go, if you don't mind.
What you got, man?
Obviously, you like arbitration votes.
Yes, it's the only feasible way for me to claim power and wrench the Bastion, assume control.
Might be a philosophical question, but if there's one thing you value in your existence other than arbitration votes, what would that thing be?
Oh.
What a question.
That's an interesting one. You're saying personally.
Just whatever you hold in the highest regard. Like, what do you strive for? You know what we like. For you.
Well,
obviously, a seat of power is important, but what do you want?
retribution.
Nice.
We could probably talk about that another time. Thank you
I would
for
be
being candid.
happy to do so, Vip. Well, old Mama Lami's gonna head out. Got plenty of things to look at. Documents to take a peek at. Karma, make sure you vote for me. Next arbitration, unless you want a big old headache.
What the fuck, Mom? I mean,
Hey, just get all your friends to vote for me and you'll be free. But then vote for me again without the headache.
yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Get out of here.
Yeah. Thanks. We'll be out of your horns now. Thank you, your allotmentness.
Won't even taking all the fucking goody two brown nose on a
By the way, Cogwheel went with somebody.
Oh.
Y'all just left Cogwheel.
Cogwheel.
Kids are playing on him like a jungle gym.
They torn him apart.
God.
Birds have just shit all over him, standing in the same place.
He's just riding that elevator up and down, and he's holding up a loop.
He's like a waiter now, yeah. I think that's probably a good place to end this session, I think, as you each kind of spread out, make contact with the various factions and do a little bit of snooping. And next session, come back together, now with a better, fuller size blanket of information in terms of trying to find and contact this regime. And we'll see how things go next session.
So here's the plan. Raphael.
You better hope the first one kills me, motherfucker, because I'll clap back like you wouldn't believe, demon blood.
Oh, Raphael, why does this ether smell like chloroform?
Oh, let me smell. And he just. Oh yeah, no, that's good shit. I built up an immunity over the years, you see.
Take it to the dome.
Did you guys have fun that session?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to hell and fight some devils and demons and stuff.
Why do we always end up in hell?
Let's go to hell.
Well, we'll see if fighting happens. We'll see. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this session. Thank you, Mystic, and everyone else. I really appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Please, if you haven't already, if you missed any of this episode or want to catch up, give the channel a follow. Make sure and take a look at our VODs. All of them are here. I'm just waiting for a cockroach to crawl up my back right now. It's terrifying. I want to get out of here. If you missed any of this and want to catch it up on YouTube, all of the previous episodes are up there. If you want to catch this episode early on YouTube, as early as tomorrow, go check out the Patreon, where, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there's all kinds of cool rewards like swag, early access to DM notes and YouTube videos, stuff like that. An actual one series of one-shots DM'd by me every other Sunday. You can join it. There's plenty of room. There's only one person right now in there, so there's room for 5 others if you want to join in on a game that takes place in this universe where these characters right here are having their adventure. You can do so. Just make sure to do it. Thank you, Kevin, for throwing that stuff up. Yeah, come check out our Discord. We have a Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all kinds of stuff. Go follow the Twitter. I'm gonna have another big giveaway this upcoming week for the 1K followers. So I really appreciate all the support everyone's been giving. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. We're gonna be heading out for the night. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. But before I go, yes, thank you. I just thought of it myself. Let's go ahead and raid. Did we say that Mozzarell's on?
Mozzarella is online, yeah.
Okay, let's raid How do I spell Mozzarella?
MZRE
Like cheese.
like
Like
the cheese.
Cheese. Invalid me. Oops, hang on. / raid M0ZZA. Okay, try that. There we go.
Hey.
Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. We're going to come to a close here. Make sure and follow the Twitch and the Twitter. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I have a lot of fun. We play games outside of D&D here, so come check out the schedule. It's either the panels here or over on Twitter. I keep it pinned so that you can always see. Come hang out with us when we play Valheim. Build up your Twitch channel points. If you sub, you get more of them. Interact with the stream. Change the story. Thank you, Mystic. You have a good night yourself. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.